You don't police on. Put the let's put them on the table. Yeah, when you see you got the talent. Good. And you know, I'm not going. Now, put them in the room. In the room, I love it. I will hear you will be a daddy. You know, but if you plan to go, but come and go. Tomorrow, when you come, you should come and eat there. So take some and go and eat the meat to eat. Try to keep it in such a way that when you get to eat it. Yeah. My name is Dudulo. Bokor on this. My phone you did.
China o mesi o aba ko egbe ebe o mesi o mesi o ebe o mesi o mesi o China o mesi o China o mesi o aba ko egbe ebe nyanye me no bobo ni to Volito. Melona, Volito. Melona, Volito. Melona, Vovolito, Melona, Vovolito, Asabotoelo, nele glume, Asabotoelo, nanele glume, Sabotoelo, 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 Sabose, ae. Sabose, ae. What kind of work? Miami.
when I went to Hawaii. When a church twin brother died, then I went to Hawaii. That time Che was a small boy. And then Che himself, because he and the brother went to a place before the thing happened. But they didn't tell their father. And then the thing later started worrying because he fell from the tree. So that night I have to do rituals for Che, otherwise he will also die. So I wear the batakari for him. I remove it from my bag and wear it for him. Then I pray.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Wherever you may find yourself, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Once again, we are here at the African Magic Temple, and we'll be transmitting on Revolution Vodu Education question and answer section. I'm Christopher Voncujovi, your host, Bokor Christopher. Thank you very much for joining us. And I am going to first pour libation and after the libation, then we will go into the greetings, and after that, so prepare your questions and everything, and let us send them in, and we will try as much as possible to answer them for you. And also, hello to everybody on in the clubhouse. Thank you very much, everybody in the clubhouse as well as on YouTube. So thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Can you people in the clubhouse hear me now?
Yes.
It's not.
Yes, Papa.
Okay, I think we are having some small. We are hearing you, but it doesn't sound loud. So, okay, Agu Mauga. So what is Ameduago? Mauga Kitikata Ameduago. Mauga say, Joto, Amejoto, Sena, Meseti, and a woman of every document, woman of every maybe an document, bear document, maybe a woman of beer, sending Polipo, or saying that Tafia Mayo, a second Medla. Mayor, Mayor, I'm for a shop, you're sending for a shop, you do a go. You are Braxas, Mayors, you are Draco, you are Draco, women poor. Who will face a top, Miss Soto, and was a cameo with Dago. Mayor Manos or Gia, and you so can catch a Andre. When a father and Bromilla appear, Queen and Bromilla, you home, Mayor, when you're in Bama, you flow off for playing Baba Dodica. When you have him at the pool, at the pool, at the oh, you are kind, but you were kind when you were kind, you were kind, super kind, throw over time, and you were kind, if you're kind, and you were Tabakan, you were kind. Peripa, remember, I had no lack of another gift, and someone told you. I am new down for Bao, but Kapu, Pamio, Zabo, I am believe you don't care, your Pata, Jomaku, for come and volleyball, Chimo, Vodu, and Berio, Kuku, toilet for former job when you have it, when you were toy of a module, and quite a bit, you live in but over your two operating woman or the Perica Jopata, lay happy Jovabajo, Ninja Patavia. Jopata, Metro Beda Moro, Avifa Beglini, Jopata, and actually Ajolo Jopata, and Jopata, and the Mayor, Mr. Body, you talk with them, but Pelutis, Bolu, Achima, Kobutu, Dojalo, Pencomi, Valentina Famero, Valo, Jonah Kofu, Agosapate Mayo, Atigeli Mayo, Guru, La Fia, a Guru, Mayor, Acatella of Bosse, not the Pink, Kaimba, Gudu, a Mayor, Amagasa Segajan. Papa Session, don't get it. Mayor Brahimi, Mayor Bombochi, Mayor Folibo, Folibo, go to preach a Kumako, Tobino, Melania. But you're talking Cospoco could be a young and Kosovo Kufu, Tassing Amos, Fusi, Yamoso, Bracobra, Mamma and Bodrin, Batobina, Kofi, Akubian Mensa, Dore Bepecuno. Mayor Milokuto, Benefana, and Bobo, and Bobo, Nefanalo. Mayor, when you see, I could be a Katrina, could be a Fonia, Sensico, your Ben, I could be a Kutuman Fancy. Mayor Miasro, I was a Chukways, a Queen, Mayor, Mayor, Ewambo, a Chuche, a Chukwe, could be a Mayor. The Mayor Cecilia, Queen, a cat, Mensa, everything Bahan, a Kutuman Fanny. Mayor would not do you, but to you, or Kiri has the point of Barasabara, Mayor. Kutu menefana yo bako adafi so fa ho abovi me yo rakete kutu menefana me yo bako afacha wa joge kutu menefana ni me yo hunu la bako me yo hunu la gbe yan ataja kutu menefana ni gbogbo re ye me yo bako apo hunu to gbe anani tire tu le jita me yo bako asofo Abraham jivenu le chame kutu menefana ni gbogbo re me na gbogbo menefana me lo do emeyo tobe fiaton tobe kavi Simon kavi zapa meyo ra puto benefana bobo re na bobo benefana misia yawe miawe ngogbe bi ho ha nya tepe nyime no ngogbe na me kada mu nya onye ngogbe ro gbada nya onye nu fiela nya obo kasro no le viko manyo la tata no mako ine ne no me gbajiro gonto et meilleur très vieux Brahimi vieux ku bia vieux gbe ta se que gbe mu daiga abo daiga do daiga kitipo bi da mani les amis danya me que le doit meza meilleur que meilleur mana meilleur de tole me ti je ko chi bo me ha ti to meilleur Chiguagua. May you me a bit me your tongue, Baba Hanani, Bemu, Abochi Sakraka, may your at the pay, may your Miabe and Bay, Apelinka, Breminango, Baha. I go, Uga came a former to me, Lufiabe, Mia Dacia, Siasimana, Baron Namane, and Baron Tomanam, and Yapu. Nama kwenye atoju bodo me yo America ko me yo ya yo America ko me yo pete me yo ako wato me yo ra abochi me yo me pete la bera kuto me refana kuto me tolo me na bo me refana me oche me no sia. Yo, now we are ready to go, and we will start with the Facebook greetings first, and I think let's move up and let's see what we can get at the top of the Facebook listen. Okay, we have okay, Revolution says that, and then we have our sister Jemfi Florence. Say good afternoon, my good family. Thank you very much, Auntie Florence, and very good afternoon to you and your family too in the Netherlands. We are very grateful that you joined us. And then we have Patricia Amo. Papa, please pray for me, for my mom and I. Thank you. Okay, if here we've heard you, we'll pray for you, and all the prayers the ancestors will be hearing. Your mother will be okay. We pray. And you people do the part you can do by giving her the necessary medicines that is recommended for her. Please prescribe for her. Thank you very much. And then I have a for Martin Kobler saying, what a handsome brother. Oh, thank you very much for Martin. Then we have a Kofu and Bokor. Greetings, Papa. Please, what is the sign to someone is Kofu? Greetings, Papa. Please, what is the sign to someone who is a Kofu? Please, because I have a friend who can cut himself with knives each time he does that. It doesn't cut, but sometimes you see small blood on his skin. Koku Agbeko, I am not into Koku, so I don't know the things that Koku people do. I know they dance with knife, they dance with hot metals, and they try to cut themselves and bend themselves, but I have never got initiated into Koku. So if I am talking about Koku people here, I will be telling like there are people who are into Koku, and maybe in the future when I get to meet them closely, I will be able to answer your question. But you ask the person who you know who is your friend, ask him. He is the Koku man, so he should be able to tell you more than me who is sitting far away from him. Thank you very much, Koku Agbeko. Yes, let's see if there's more. And then for Martin Kobler is again saying, a very good day to you, my lovely brother, and to all the team, and to all my nephews, and to everyone on the platform. Thank you very much, for Martin. We are all grateful to you, and we wish you a very lovely day too. And my greetings to all my nephews and nieces over there too. Thank you very much. Yes, and then we go on to Shamba Musa Mohammed saying, greetings, Papa. Hello, Shamba. Greetings to you too. How are you? Hope everything is fine. Yeah, we are fine here too. Thanks a lot. And then we have Wadada Mboya Riskit. It's been a while. I joined this section. Good to be back. Thank you very much, Wadada. You are very much welcome back. We are grateful that you joined us this afternoon. Thank you very much. Yeah, we move. Well, I'm going to move. I'm not going to know about movie. And then Patricia Amo again saying good afternoon to you, Papa, and all the family. Thank you very much, Efia. Good afternoon to you too. And we hope your mother will get well soon. Then we get Shamba Musa Mama. Papa, what is the name of the talisman on your arm? Okay, the talisman on my arm is a talisman from one Ewe tribe. It's also Ewe tribe called the Tong people. And this one was given to me from one of their warrior spirits called Togbe Nyanyabe. Nyanyabe is the one who said, listen, I have it a long time, so in that I always cover it, that's what people don't see. Thank you, Shamba. It's called, I just call it the talisman of Togbe Nyanyabe. Thank you. And then now we have Ishmael Adi saying my greetings to you, Toby. Hello, Ishmael. Thank you very much for joining us, and we are very grateful that you join us. Danilo Mberile, good day, Papa. Good day, my brother. How are you? Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a while. We haven't seen you for a long time, but we are grateful that you join us finally. What is going on there? Then we go again. Patricia Amo, Papa, please, can someone bring a spirit to family purposefully to destroy family members, and whatever you do doesn't yield and good fruit? Yes, because if somebody, that's what we call curse. When people send spirits to destroy you, that's what is called curse. So if you are cursed, people can put a whole curse on a family, and everything that the family members are doing will always be a failure. It is very true. And sometimes people who do that are even within the family itself. They are not very far away. They are not very far away. There are people who are within the family. They do those such kind of things and creating problems from other family members. Then we have one other Mboya Risky. They say, Papa, I love how you pronounce my name perfectly. I salute you. Oh, thank you, Wadada Mboya Risky. Thank you very much. And the name sounds more like Eastern, Southern African, or not much for me as a West African, but they sound like Eastern, Central Africa. Maybe I'm not sure, but. Yeah, but then it's okay. I'm very happy that my pronunciation was good to sound nice. Thank you very much, and I'm very grateful that you join us. Then we have Henry Hansen. Hello, Doc. Greetings from Colorado Springs to you, Papa, and the family. I'm always happy to see you in good health. Hope to see you soon this year, if God permits. Surely God will permit, and we'll be here. We'll be waiting for you and expecting you. We wish you very well, and we wish you good health too. With all this coronavirus problem going around, I'm happy that you are still very strong and sound. May the ancestors continue to help you all. Thank you very much. And then we have Danilo in Berile again. Say, Papa, is it good to bath with the new Boldia levies very often? Which one is the new Boldia levies? If you are talking about Avenia, which I think probably that's the new Boldia levies very often. We call it Avenia. Yes, it is very good to bath with it very often because it's a cleansing herb. It's a cleansing herb. So, every day we as human beings, we move about and we gather a lot of vibrations, negative and positive. So when you are bathing the new Boldia levies, which I think is called Avenia, yes, that's Avenia, yes. If you are bathing it every time, you are constantly cleansing the negativity out of your system. So it is good to be bathing it. Avenia, new Boldia levies, Avenia. Yeah. So there we are, and then we get a Patricia at the last end. Patricia Amor saying, you are very, very right, Papa. The person just died and had 170 years. Yes, sometimes people who do that, they stay within the family. The person just died and the person is 170 years. Oh, that person, God bless the person, you can live that long. He has killed a lot of people probably. Yeah, anyway, I'm happy that you are alive and your mother, you are still alive. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, let's go to YouTube and see what we can get there. We are on YouTube now. We have a Togbe Fazde Jigbeza Soka. Greetings and good Papa. Bokor Anuledo now ha Togbe Jigbeza Anuledo. I hope all is well with you and everyone at the African Magic Temple. Sure, we are doing well. We're doing our best. And then we have Fazde Jigbeza again. Can you talk more about the uses of Worobo, Atakwi, and NV in Ewe Vodu? Yes, I will talk about it, but let me pick some calls from, let me pick some more information also from Clubhouse, and then I will go on to your question of Atakwi and Worobo. Okay, so the people on Clubhouse, can you hear me now?
Yes, Pastor, we can hear you.
Okay. Hello to all of you. My greetings and regards to all of you for joining us this afternoon. We are transmitting from African Magic Temple in Accra, Ghana. Thank you all for joining. Okay, we'll go straight to Tabe Jibeza Sesoka's question me if I could speak more about Worobo, Atakwi, and FV. FV, it should have been EVI, which makes it FV in Ewe Vodu. Yeah, in the Ewe Vodu, we have these three elements. The Worobo is a bitter cola. People call it a bitter cola. The Yorubas call it Worobo, and the Ewes call it Lobo. It's the same thing, but I think because the Yorubas have it in the correct form by calling Worobo, our people couldn't remember it, or they just shorten it to make it look Ewe. They call it Lobo. So even most of the people in Ewe Vodu do not know that Lobo is what is called in Yoruba Worobo. So Worobo.
Those on the Clubhouse, you can refresh. I put the image up on my profile.
You said? So
Go ahead, Papa.
you say that you say you put the image on in Clubhouse?
Yes.
Okay.
So on my profile picture on Clubhouse, I have refreshed the page. Show the three heads that from the Worobo to the Lobo.
Yeah. So in Ewe Vodu, Worobo plays the three are the ones that go together as the Trinity Ewe Vodu. Just like how we say Mao Sombolisa, Mao Kitikata, and Mao Ese are the supreme God source and beings as far as Ewe cosmology is concerned. So it is also Worobo, Atakwi, and Evi. I think Worobo is called bitter cola in this. It is very bitter when you eat it. It is very strong in cleansing the phlegm from the chest, as well as it also improves eyesight. It also gives male potency as far as in sexual power. And those are the medicinal. It cures a lot of sicknesses and ailments. And then we go to Atakwi, which is called the alligator pepper. Some people call it paradise seed. That alligator pepper is the one that is used in Ewe Vodu to empower you if you are going to be initiated into any Vodu. The first, they will now pronounce the invocation of the invocation words or the incantations of the Vodu upon the Atakwi, and then they will pronounce the words on the Atakwi and then give to the person to swallow. Once you swallow the seeds, or the Atakwi seeds, or which is the alligator pepper or paradise seeds, then the energy from the master is now, the energy of the god or the deity is now transferred by the voice of the master into you who swallows the Atakwi. I think just this week or last week I sent you the Jopata bracelet, and then I added the Atakwi, which is the alligator pepper seeds. The seeds that were sent to you were empowered with the Jopata incantation, because without you first swallowing the incantation into you, I cannot pronounce the words because it will go against you. The mantras are powerful, so we have to first give you the introduction of the spirit into you. Then after that, when we mention its name, it will not affect you negatively. Then Evi is also a cola. It's a kind of a cola that has 3, 4, 5 faces. Sometimes it even has about 7 faces, depending. So they can use that Evi as in Ewe Vodu. Sometimes it is even used to do divination. When it is broken into 4 and you throw it, the way it falls can tell you what question you are asking. Especially in Fa, they use it a lot to do divination. So when they are praying to Fa itself, they don't use the divination chain to find out whether it is okay or it's not okay. They use the Evi. So Worobo, we say Evi, Ata, Lobo, V as the collar that breaks into several faces, a V, and then Ata means Atakwi, and then Lobo, which is Worobo. So these three are the ways that they can empower or give you the power of our Ewe Vodu. Some they will give the Orobo into it, they'll add the Orobo into it, and add the Atakwi and Evi, depending on which Vodu they are initiating you into. So sometimes it is the Evi that they will use in initiating you. Sometimes they use the three, sometimes they will use only Atakwi, but most of the time it is Atakwi that is used. But then the three always play part in the initiation in Ewe or into Ewe Vodu. So Tobe Jigbeza, I hope my answer will have some little bit of clearance on what Atavi Lomo is, Atakwi as Ata, Evi as in the cola, special cola, and then Lomo as in Orobo. So that is it. So if there's any more follow-up question, you can ask me. But that's how much I know about it. But once you are getting initiation, you will get other things that will follow up. Thank you very much, Tobe Jigbeza. And then we get Nolan Kane. Good afternoon, Papa. Also to your crew and family. I'm always ready to learn something new each Sunday. Thank you for taking the time to educate us. You are very welcome, Kane. We are very thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We are here to teach and also to help us. We're also here to teach and also to learn from everybody, anybody who can teach us also. Because knowledge is not limited to one person. It is all of us. So we are teaching you, but we are learning from you as well. When you bring in your questions, that prompt us to be able to pull out the information from wherever it may be hiding and then bring it. So we ourselves are learning. So no one person is totally full of knowledge. Like in the Ewe Vodu, which is at the back of our logo, which means you have to always look back to learn. So one person cannot know all. Thank you very much, Nolan K. We are very grateful that you joined us this afternoon. Sarah. Okay, we got Danilo Mberile say yes, Avenya. Okay, thank you very much. And then we have Kojo Amable here. Kojo Amable, thank you very much for joining us. You have been an inspiration to me on my awakening journey. May the universe infinitely bless all of us. Thank you very much, Kojo. Thank you very much for joining us. May the universe surely bless us all. Then we have Dr. Henry Hansen here. Can a curse to one person in the family transfer to others within the family? If so, how do we solve these issues? Yes, it is possible that a curse to one family member can transfer to other family members as well. I'll start with okay, I won't call this a curse, but it's a curse in the sense that whenever one person picks it up, the person's generation also picks it up. For instance, in the case of a bad destiny or negative destiny, a servant. In the case of bad destiny or negative destiny, which we the Eves we call a servant or mechivon, or also sometimes the Akans, well not sometimes the Akans call it in Krabia Boni. When a woman, I'm using this very seriously, when a woman who's in Krabia Boni or mechivon or a servant or negative destiny has not been aligned properly. It has not been removed, as it is said in our Ewe language, that they have to remove the negative medicine, is there and has not been. If the woman should grow up and give birth to a child, especially female children, whatever she has suffered in her life is usually transferred to the daughter, even to some of the male children, but it becomes more prominent and very emboldened in female children than in male children. So they will inherit their mother's negativity, and if they are not very careful, and they also was not able or were not able to address that thing and have another child or have other children, and there is a female child among them, that becomes that child also transfer. It goes to that child, and it goes on that generational line until someone who identifies it and try to cleanse it or break that chain, it will continue. So a curse in other things too, when someone curses a family and whoever was cursed in that family dies away, because people either they relate to that person, or they are depending on that person, or they have been interacting with that person and they are from the same bloodline. It is highly possible that they may pick up the continuity of the person's service, because the curse is to do things so that people will not succeed. Curses are to bring havoc and bring unfortunate things into your life. So when one person passes on with that, without a removal of the curses, or without bringing those curses to a standstill, surely another person in the family will pick it up, or the generation will be picking it up as new people are born. So it is advisable that if there is a curse on a family or on a particular person in the family, people should do all the best they can do to erase it or cleanse it off. If it is because they are old people and the curse, you can see. What is this polyserum or coffee? The one that the bone and the dog. Bone and dog. Okay, so as in Ewe Vodu or Ifa Odu or Afadu Ablahoka, there is a story that the dogs and the ancestors of dogs and the ancestors of bone as in animal bone, the ancestors of bone owed money to the ancestors of dog. So their ancestors refused to pay the money, or they could not pay the money. So when the ancestor of dogs was about to die, he told his generation that, bones are owed us money. We've been asking them to pay us the money until now that I am dying, they have not paid the money. So anytime you see bone and its generation, don't forgive them, crack them, beat them, break them into pieces. So that's why in the story of Ablahoka in the Ewe Afa, and dogs, anytime dog sees bone, is an enemy, because the ancestors have been cursed. They curse the generation, the dogs' ancestors curse them, that anytime their generation meets them, they should crack them. So dog is always cracking bone. And you know that dogs, they like bone more than meat. When they get it, they have time for it and to break it down into pieces. So that means a curse can pass on from generation to generation. So Dr. Henry Hansen, thank you very much, and that's my take on that question. Thank you very much. And then we have Iyanifa Eliagu saying, Aboru Aboye Baba. Thank you very much, Iyanifa. Thank you very much for joining us in Aboru Aboye Boshishe. Thank you very much. Go down. And then we have Oluchi Osuwoke. our sister. Great evening, Papa, with peace and love. I came late, but it's okay. Happy. Move it, let's see. Move it up. That's the last. Yes, happy to see you here, Papa. And I'm very happy to see you, my sister Oluchi, also okay. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. May the gods of our fathers continue to bless you and make you great. Thank you very much. And then we have Iyanifa Iliabu again. My divine regards to the whole temple and family. Oh, my sister, thank you very much for joining, and I'm very good. And my regards and blessings to you and your whole family and your temple as well. Thank you very much. And then we have Samson Yolson. Good afternoon, Daddy, please. Where are you located? Thank you. Samson, we are located in Accra on the Spinters Road. But then, if you want to come to our shrine, you must call the number and book an appointment. I don't attend to people who just walk in without calling. I'm sorry, but that's how I operate. If you want to see me, you must call me and then book an appointment. One reason also is that I'm not always at the shrine. I am here, I am there, very busy doing other things, so I am not always around. So when you want to see me, you call and make an appointment so that when you come, I will be available. Okay, so I think we are done with Samson Yorson, and then is it off? Are we okay? And the question is finished from the last one was Samson Yorson's question. So now I will go on to people on is it on or in the clubhouse to ask me questions if they have any. So Senna.
If there anybody here who has a question, please go ahead. Feel free to direct your questions. Good morning, everyone. This is Wes.
Yeah, good morning, Wesna. How are you? Yeah, Wesna, how are you? Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm doing well. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Senna and Shamba, Kiki, everybody. Bokor Christopher, thank you for your time and sharing your information with us and knowledge. Last week we were talking and I had mentioned the word "the," and you were explaining to me that means child of or a smaller person.
Yes.
Then you were explaining your last name and everything to me. And I just wanted to share, I didn't realize until after we got off the clubhouse, maybe 2 days later, I realized that in Haiti, in the songs, in the Vodu songs, and in the Vodus, when they're speaking to us, when they're referring to children, they call them chobi. And I never realized that until after we got off the phone, but I just wanted to share that with you. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Wesna. That's interesting. Yeah, because we always say that the Haitians are, majority of the Haitians are Eves, especially those who brought Vodu to Hayati are Eves. So definitely those names, Ewe names, and of course foreign names will all be part of your culture and part of your people. So definitely, maybe as you said, because you never realize, because the language, when people speak the language, a lot of people lost the main understanding of the Ewe and the 4 words, and only you can hear them in some Vodu songs or in most of the Vodu songs when they are going to refer to children or child of a Vodu or whatever. But I'm very glad that it makes sense and you are able to follow up and find some understanding of it. I'm very grateful to you, Wesley. We are all learning from one another.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Some of them, sometimes I have to talk to my mother and ask her questions, and some of the old words that we use in Haiti, some of those words are lost. the meaning of when you have an older person from the generation, because the language has definitely changed a lot over the years. So, but thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you. The stuff that you told me to do with my mother, that night hurt me, was like giving her a little bit of pain. But after I did what you told me to do, and in the morning time, she said it felt like nothing ever happened to her leg at all.
Oh, Shamba, you're welcome. You know, as I had said many times, falling down in the bathroom, falling down on the way to the toilet or in the toilet itself, and also on the way to farm. According to our Ewe spiritual ideology and Ewe cosmology, it could only be spirits that can attack you when you are bathing and you fall down, or when you go to toilet and then you get sick on the toilet, or you fall down or at the toilet place or whatever, and also on the way to farm. It is believed, and because from a very long experiments and experience, that it was always caused by spirits. But what I taught you the other day, that is the way to neutralize the effect that may follow. Because in most cases, when people fall down at the bathroom or fall down at the toilet, what happens is that the people get paralyzed after days after that. A few days after, if they don't get paralyzed on the spot, a few days after that, they will start getting paralyzed, and some spiritual disease set in, which medical Western medicine cannot solve. So, but the simple technique that I taught you and you did, that is the way to neutralize it. So now you've found that it's now your secret, and if anything happens to anybody in the future like that, you can also use the same method and they will be healed. They will be fine. Thank you very much, Shamba. I'm grateful to hear this.
Bokor Shamba, you have the knowledge. Hello, Papa.
Yes, hello.
I just wanted to ask, what are some of, in your experience, some of the observations you notice when you are working with the group, not really having a proper relationship with it? Because from my experience, whenever I openly have a relationship or a close relationship with the Voodoos, I can see the effect evidently in my life. But whenever it's the opposite, so I try to hide or maybe not overtly show it, take some time, or maybe I don't see it with them. So I just wanted to know what your experiences, or maybe what you have also observed.
Okay, I was telling one of my students, Henry, not Henry Hansen. There's another Henry Lloyd. He is in the U.S. He's a musician, and he was an ex-military Navy. So I was telling him the other day, he wanted to know. I mean, he's been my student for quite some time now, about 4 or 5 years. And we were discussing something. I explained to him that spirits, especially the Voodoos that we Africans or we the Ewes deal with, they are like women. They like attention. They like attention in the sense that each Voodoo wants you to praise it, wants you to work with it, wants you to talk about that particular Voodoo to other people. So when you have Voodoo and you are trying to hide it, the Voodoo also will try to hide itself from you, because you don't show appreciation, you don't show it love, and you don't even want people to know that you have it. So it will also go coil inside like a snail, so that it will also not show you its whole life. Just just like women. When you have a woman in your life, the more you praise your woman, the more you expose your woman, the more you talk about your woman to other people, especially in front of her, make her to feel that she is very special, the more she will show you her love. But if you are trying to hide her and you don't want people to know her, so she will have that kind of relationship with you that she's always behind and she does not want to show her face because you don't want to see her or you don't want people to know that you are in a relationship with her. She will also treat you that same way. So Vodus are just like women. When of course men too like attention, but I would say from my own personal experience, women like attention more than men. It's only some few men who want attention very much, especially politicians. But apart from that, other people can, politicians and pastors, yes, politician, pastor, they like attention. But the other normal people don't really go into it for that. But spirits are like that. So if you want the spirit to work with you, you must show a very positive look towards the spirit and make the spirit feel that it is very special to you. Its work in your life is very special. You know, I have different Vodus at my shrine, and my patron spirits are Akai, Jopata, and Abraxas. But then I have noticed over the years that Akai and Jopata, they can move together because I've been moving with the two of them for a very, very long time. So the two of them can stay together and work together and even eat together. But there's another Vodu that I have at the shrine called Tobe Damalie, who we have created a different shrine for it because of its energy. We separate its portion of the house for it alone to be there because it's such a very powerful spirit. Its work is almost the same like Tobe Jopata's work. And Jopata doesn't like that spirit, and that spirit also doesn't like Jopata very much. But Jopata had been with me long before I got initiated into that spirit and then set it up, and it is working. So I don't take any animal that customers or clients brought for Jopata, and in case we have to do the work of Tommy Damanie, I cannot take Jopata's animal to go and kill them. I will be killing myself. So the same way, I will not use a Tobe Damalie's animal and come and kill at Jopata's shrine because it will be a problem. So spirits are like that. So when you give them respect and show them off to people, that's the way they will also respect you and then do well in your life. So my personal life, I have got so many spirits. It's just like me being married to 1,000 women. And I have to know how I deal with each woman. If I'm going to work with one spirit, I devote my time and work with it. And I think you were there the other day. I was getting angry with Senna that anytime he wants to do spirit's work, he should make sure he does not mix other works with spiritual work. If he's going to do spiritual work today, he should devote all his time to that work. He should not be doing work and so I have an appointment somewhere. I have my friend is coming, so I'm running to go. If you're going to do spiritual work, concentrate on that spirit that day or that hour that you are going to do its work. Give it all your mind, put all your energy into doing its work, and when you are done, then you go and do any other thing. But you cannot be doing one spirit's work and then you say, oh no, I have to go and do something and all this thing. You will not realize the benefit of the energies and what the spirit can bring into your life. So when you are doing attending to any particular spirit, be very bold and let the spirit know that you have time for it. It's just like when you have a woman, you can't just run into your woman and say, okay, within a short time you just see her and then you are gone, and then next time the woman will become angry. When you are going to stay with her, stay with her. Make her feel that you are with her. And whatever her worries or problems and everything, she will be able to share with you. And when you are gone, at least she knows that you had time for her. So that is how spirits are. You must always show them off and have time for, devote your time to them if you are going to do their work. So David, that is what it is. Thank you, Kiki.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. Thank you. And then we have on Facebook, we have our big sister Ifandara saying grand blessings, Papa and family. Thank you very much, big sister. Okay, there's somebody at the top. Let me see. Okay, I think it's somebody was Papa, I'm shocked of what I heard from you about. Okay, I think that's Henry Hansen is saying, and then Wadada Umboya Riskit is saying, it's a problem. It's a problem. Oh, my family is suffering the same thing. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's even in my family too. We have that one, and then Henry Hansen talking to or replying to Wadada Boyariski, say we have spent too much money for hospital going places to figure out what the issue is and has not resolved into positive solution. Now my mom, who takes care of this movement, has passed away. That's where the problem begins. Has passed away. It's hard. Yeah, that's what Henry Hansen is saying. It's hard. Means the mother was the one who has been making sure things were in place, but now she has passed on. So who is going to be there to protect and then take that mantle from your mother and continue helping the family? You people have to work hard to protect yourselves. And then we have big sister, I said already. And then again, Dr. Henry Hansen saying, so Papa, the spirit don't like each other. Why is it that I thought the spirits are peaceful with each other? Wow, good to know. Doc, see, the truth about all this thing is that spirits are also very individualistic in their own life and in their own approach, and each spirit has its own makeup. They are not all the same, are not all from the same stock, just like human beings. The difference between we humans and spirit is that spirits are invisible entities, or they are invisible beings, while we humans are visible beings. So if human beings sometimes don't like one another, so it is also in the spirit world. They also have the same thing. So when you are dealing with spirit, sometimes people will tell you, okay, if you are dealing with this spirit, then, okay, that if you are dealing with this spirit, you should not deal with that.
Everybody.
We are all fine. Thank you very much for coming back. So spirits are like beings. They are beings. It's not like they are beings. They are beings, but they are bodiless beings. We cannot see them, but that doesn't mean that they don't exist. They exist in every corner of our life, in every room, in every part of our lives. They are there. So for us as human beings, so long as human beings will not like one another, depending on the chemical makeup between other people, so it is with spirits as well. There are some spirits that do not rhyme with other spirits. They all want to be on their own, and especially spirits that are very powerful and know that they can do their own work. They don't like to share working with other spirits or to share whatever is their portion of the food or whatever they have worked for. They want to eat it alone. They don't want to share with other spirits, unless of course you, the teacher or the master of the spirits, try to kind of bring them together slowly that they begin to like each other. Then that is just like human beings. So Doc, it is very real. Go back to Clubhouse now. Okay, can we get anybody from Clubhouse? Otherwise, we go on to YouTube.
Greetings, family. It's good to be
I think your network is not very strong. We can't hear you well, so please, can you speak a little bit louder so that we can all hear you? Anyway, for me, here we can't hear you very well. I'm checking, I think we are off. We are not on here. I don't think so. Check it and see if we are on.
No, Papa, I think you're okay.
We are okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're okay. I think it was Patty Fisher.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go to. Is there anybody coming with any question on Clubhouse in Clubhouse? Please, if you're coming with question, please come.
Yeah, Kiki. Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to ask. Generally, we learn that the spiritual journey is usually an individual one.
Yes.
However, from being around temple and the family, I wanted to ask, what are some of the benefits, in your opinion, from having a communal or like a closeness kind of group where we practice our kind of spirituality?
Okay, thank you very much, Kiki. You see, spirituality is an individual thing. In as much as it may be a group thing, just like how we are all talking today now on Clubhouse or on Facebook and on YouTube. Major part of the whole thing is whatever you learn from interacting with other people, you will have to do it individually. It is not like if a Kojo is progressing, and if you are not doing your own, you progress just because you and Kojo, you come on Clubhouse or go to Facebook together and discuss. That's what I mean by spirituality is an individual thing. It is only you and you alone who can help yourself to develop and move up the ladder in spiritual development. You can have groups, you can have meetings like that is called in India satsang. Satsang means having a spiritual group or a group of people who have the same kind of mind and they share ideas. Just like you people in Clubhouse, you're having the same kind of mind and you are sharing ideas by asking questions and putting answers and all that. Someone who knows about it will share and the other people will learn from that. It is good, but see, moment groups are formed as a group where they will have to elect a leader, and then they will have to elect certain people to be in charge and all this. Then you are moving away from spirituality into religion. Why? Because the people who are in the position becomes the idols or the eye of the organization, whereby or the group whereby everybody is looking at to them to be the one to take the decisions. But in spirituality, you don't let anybody take decision for you. You decide what you want to do with your spiritual journey by yourself. Even though you are learning from other people, but the way you want to progress, you must decide that by yourself. It is not a group thing whereby they say all of you have to come and sit down and meditate, and then in group meditation you all will progress together. It is not possible. With my own personal experiences that I have gone through all these years, everything is individual. Because when you eat food, it goes into your stomach. It doesn't go into another person's stomach. So you don't expect that when you are sitting down together, you are meditating together, that energy will just lift someone who is even lazy in meditation. Maybe the person is just sleeping, is not doing anything. How can he be lifted? So group is okay. if people will only respect one another to the point that nobody will become boss over the other. You see, the biggest problem we are having today is religion. We see people who become the mouthpiece of God, and they decide whether people will drive a car or people will not drive a car. They decide whether people should cover their face or people shouldn't cover their face. They decide what God tells them to tell you. And all this thing has become the problem of the world, because somebody wants to be respected than others. And the same people who are representing the mouthpiece of God are the ones who can decide that they should kill you and you will be killed and no one will say anything. All that they will say is that it's God who decided, God told them to kill you because you are a bad person. So that's why I personally don't really support group things. This is my reason. Don't want to be boss over anybody, just everybody learning from one another. If it is with that mindset, then it is okay for people to have groups. But when they begin to have someone to look up to as the only person who has all the knowledge is unlimited and is very universal. And everybody has some knowledge that another person does not have. So we share knowledge. So if one person thinks that I'm the only one or you are the only one who knows everything, then that's where the problem is. So you can have groups, but then there must be respect that everybody can talk, everybody can share. I think last 2 weeks, whether 2 weeks ago, Melissa Roshan was on the platform, and when she was going to ask a question, somebody on the platform wanted to shut her down as if she does not have a right to ask question or speak her mind. And I knew Melissa Roshan personally, and she's a very, very sensitive person. And when people say such kind of thing to her, she will just quail in and she will not show any interest in whatever topic is being discussed because she will feel hurt. So that kind of attitude is what usually happens in groups. That's why I always advise people that spirituality is an individual thing. Everybody is developing at their own pace. When you get the information from someone who knows more than you know, you also acquire that information and you use it for your own benefit and for the benefit of the people who you love and people who you want to share with. No one single person has a total knowledge of everything. So if you are an individual, yes, you can touch groups, people, and learn from them, but don't let them decide for you how you should live your life. They can give you advice, but you should be the final person who will go on your spiritual journey. Because when you die, you are going alone. When you were being born, you came here alone. You didn't come here with anybody. Even twins came one after the other. So don't let anybody decide for you how you should live your life. People can give you advice, and if you think that that advice goes well with you, you can take it and learn from it, and then practice with it and see if it works with you. Everybody for himself, but God is for us all. So this is why I don't really encourage too much of grouping. It is good to have a group to share ideas, but where someone wants to monopolize, to say I know it more than everybody, and to decide who should speak or who shouldn't speak, that is dangerous. Thank you very much, Kiki.
Thank you, Papa. That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Appreciate it.
Welcome. So I was worried about Mario Young for last week. I think I spoke about him last week and last 2 weeks. I was just about to ask. I wanted to call his phone, but I was thinking, okay, let me finish with my today's section and then find out what is happening in his life. And then luckily he's on YouTube with us. Hello, Mario. How are you? Thank you very much for coming back, and we haven't heard from you in about 2 to 3 weeks, and I was getting worried. but I'm glad that you have just joined us. And Mario is saying good evening, Daddy, and the AMT family greetings from India. Thank you very much, Mario. I've been busy with my projects for the last 3 weeks, hence I wasn't being able to watch the live sections. However, I've been watching the sections whenever I find time. Thank you very much. So what I'm saying, you probably will hear that I was asking about you. Thank you. And then Mario will continue here. Thanks for mentioning me in the last week's episode, Daddy. It means a lot, and thanks for looking out. Indeed, you are a humble and loving person. I'm glad to know you. More blessings to you. Thank you very much, Mario, and more blessings to you too. And we are very glad that you have joined us today. May the gods and the ancestors continue to help you and bless you. May they shine their light upon you so that you can be successful in everything that you do. Thank you very much for coming back to join us. Then we have Quindi saying greetings from London. Thank you very much, Quindi. How are you? Thank you a lot for joining us. We are very grateful. And then again, we have Isaac Kojo Amable here. You have been, I think I read that one already. Okay, you have been an inspiration to me in my awakening journey. May the universe bless you, your entire household. Thank you very much, Isaac Kojo Amable. And then we have Tombe Jibeza, Fazeni, Mazasesoka, and there any other element, herbs that are important in Ewe cosmology. Yes, Tombe Jibeza, there are so many herbs in Ewe cosmology. Even now, because of the climate change and everything, we have lost a lot of the herbs. We can't find them very easily unless you probably go into a very far place, like into the mountains, before you may find sign of them. But then some of the herbs also don't grow on the mountains, so you cannot find them anymore because of climate change and also chemical spraying that is going on. We are losing some of the herbs, but there's a lot of herbs in Ewe Vodu or Ewe cosmology. But then one thing also I want to let everybody know is that in herbalism or herbal practice or practice of using herbs to do things, either it is in healing or to do spiritual work, there is a secret in Ewe herbal practitioner. If you are not initiated into the herbs, you may be using the herbs. Sometimes you may achieve results, but some of the time you won't achieve results. So when you are a herbalist or you are dealing with herbs, there is a process in every herbal practices whereby you will be introduced to the herbs, or maybe you will only be introduced to one herb, and then they will let that herb know that from today onwards, any herb that you touch, which is their family, or any herb that you touch in general, the herb should respond to you because you have been introduced to the herbs. I remembered myself when the old man was alive. He took me to the forest and then took me to a particular tree, and then he did all the rituals and even killed a chicken and gave to the tree, and then told the tree that from today onwards I can harvest its roots, the bark, the leaves, and anything that is related to any other herb. I can harvest them and use them to help myself and help humanity. And that was my introduction into herb. Even though I had known herbs for a very long time, but that was when I was initiated into a herbal practice, so that anytime I touch any herb and use it for any purpose, it should be fruitful. So this is also one secret in Ewe. It is not just because the herbs are in the forest and you plant them or you have them around and you can easily harvest them, means the herbs should be able to communicate or do things with you. But once you are introduced and initiated, the initiation is the introduction, or the introduction is the initiation, which they have to do for you, so that whenever you work with herbs, you can get results. And I remember some years back, Senna was also initiated into the same herbal practice where herbs were used in initiating him, and his hands were washed so that anything that he can touch now can be useful as far as a herbalist in our Ewe tradition is concerned. So I want everybody who is interested in herbal things, and especially Togbe Jimbezan Sosoka, this thing is very, very important. So whenever things get better, either I come to the US one day or you have an opportunity to come down to Ghana, remind me so that I can initiate you into the use of herbs. Then all the herbs that you have, you can make good use of them, and they will be fruitful to you and to humanity. Thank you very much. And then that's what the question was, and this is it. There are so many herbs in Ewe cosmology or in Ewe spirituality that are useful. I think almost every herb is useful unless you don't know how to use it. Every blade of grass on this universe, or in this universe, on this earth, is useful for Ewes. And there is nothing that is not useful. Everything. Unless, of course, you don't have any knowledge about it, so you will not know how to use it. But when you are introduced to herbs, sometimes you may not even have knowledge about them, but the herbs themselves will call you and let you know that they are there. Thank you very much. And then we have Ian Campbell. Can someone transfer a disease from someone to an animal? Yes, we do. I remember very strongly, and I don't know whether Senna remembers, but maybe Senna should be able to talk about that to people. There was one time I remember they said my wife had cancer that was supposed to be in her tummy or something like that. So she did an MRI, and the thing showed on the MRI, what is it called, scanner. So she came back to Ghana and she told me about it, and we were all worried, but I said, no, don't worry. So we had a dog called Coco-chan, and we had to do the rituals and everything, and we transferred the sickness into the dog. So not long, the dog became sick, and we took the dog to the vet, and then they did a surgery and removed the sickness and everything, and the dog was alive. My wife too is alive. Thank you. So there is a way that sickness can be transferred even to trees, not only to animals, can also be transferred to trees. And when we talk about Togbe Ablako, there's the sack that we use in healing. Sometimes we take the sickness and put it into a tree or even onto a wall. So those things are there, but you need to be initiated before these things can be introduced to you. Thank you very much, Ian Campbell. I'm very grateful for that question. Then we have Hunters of Energy. What is Togbe Ade, and how is the initiation process? Okay, Hunters of Energy, Togbe Ade. It's not Toga, it's Togbe Ade. It's the spirit of the hunter. And then it has its own initiation, and there's a whole process of it. And when you are initiated, the spirit can work with you. Thank you very much, Hunters of Energy. And then we have SB. Hello, Bokor Christopher Voncujovi and AMT family. Thank you for sharing and inspiring us. We travel on our spiritual journey. Thank you very much, SB. Thank you very much for joining us, and we're here to teach. You know, one thing I want everybody to know is that one person does not have all the knowledge, and there's no crime in learning from people. Someone who can be older than you, you can learn from them. And even people who are younger than you, you can learn from them. So when you are learning from people, don't feel shy to say that, oh, maybe other people would think that I'm going to learn from this person, so I am no more a great person, or I'm no more important. That doesn't exist at all in spirituality, because the person you are learning from also had learned it from someone. So there is nothing someone can say that, oh, I am the one teaching these people, though they don't know anything. That doesn't mean anything at all. Because after all, that person who says that also at one time had to learn it from another person. So we all are learning. And there is nothing, nobody is better than others. When people work for you and you see results and you are satisfied with the result, that's what matters most. Whether people go from one shrine to another trying to harvest people, and so my place is better, so can you come with me to my place so I can tell you more, you will learn more there. It does not exist. You can learn from anywhere, and anyone who is ready to teach you and you can understand their teaching and it works for you, why not? You can learn from anybody. Me as a spiritualist and a teacher, I've been in this for many years, closer to 40 plus years. I've been in this work, but I'm still learning from everybody, anyone who can teach me, because I want to know. I don't want to be left out. I even was telling people the reason why I got into Afa was because when I was just a Huna, dealing with Vodu alone, I didn't have Fa, but I was working. I have my shrine. I was working for people all around the world. But what I noticed is that whenever we go to places where there are other spiritualists, people say, oh, if you don't have Fa, you cannot enter here. If you are not part of, initiated into this, you cannot join this group to see what is happening. With that, I don't want to be left out. For that reason, I also got introduced to Fa and initiated into Fa. And I don't know everything about Fa because my ancestors were not doing Fa as when I was growing up. Even if they were doing it, I did not know. My ancestors were dealing with Vodu and Joka. And so that's what I know. And that's what I have been doing all my life. And that's what has benefited me and benefited a lot of people. But then coming into Fa, I have also discovered a very great field of knowledge and wisdom, which I am trying to acquire from people who knows it better than me. So that one day I will also be in that position, so that when I can also impact the same knowledge of Fa on people. So knowledge is not limited to one person or one place. We can learn from anyone, and not because someone is teaching you means the person knows it more than you. What he or she is teaching you is the only field in which he knows. That's why he is teaching you that. You knew things that he did not know. So that's what life is. So please go ahead and learn. If you have to learn it, and then don't compare who is who or who is not who. Thank you very much. So SB again said, if someone has a bad spirit, how is it gotten rid of? Can the bad spirit become a helper, or it just gotten rid of? Yes, SB, it is possible to tune the bad spirit to become a helper if the person who is teaching you or who is trying to confront the bad spirit knows what they are doing. Because there is no spirit that is bad and there is no spirit that is good. Why do I say that? Because the spirit that may be bad to someone may be good to you. The spirit that may be good to you may be bad to another person. So there is no spirit really absolutely saying that it's a bad spirit or it's a good spirit. It depends on your approach towards that spirit and the spirit's approach towards you. That's what makes the difference of whether you call it a bad spirit or a good spirit. So I have Togbe Jopata as one of my spirits here, Togbe Akai as one of the spirits, Abochi is here, and if people attack me anywhere, either I will use Abochi to protect myself. So if the people who are attacking me, and I command Abochi to attack them back, to them Abochi will be a bad spirit. But to me, Abochi will be a good spirit. or Toby Jokpata will be a bad spirit to them, but to me it will be a good spirit because Toby Jokpata is defending me, Abuchi is defending me, and Akai is defending me. I cannot call that spirit that defends me or protect me as a bad spirit. But to people who the spirit attacks, they have all the right to call that spirit a bad spirit. Just because there is nothing absolute called bad or good as far as spirituality, even life in general. There's nothing good, there's nothing bad. It is the way that you look at it that makes it bad or good. What's the time now?
3:18.
Okay, very soon you people should feed my birds, okay? Okay, so that's it, SB. So you can get rid of bad spirit and also use it to your advantage if the person who is working for you knows what to do. Thank you very much. And then we have no, go up again. Let's see that you should like that. Okay, we are done with that. Then we do have Dr. Henry Hansen again. Papa, do the spirits fight among each other? If yes, how do you make peace and solve their issues as we can solve issues within human beings? Yeah, spirits don't really fight with each other like how we human beings fight. But even if they are fighting, you cannot know. So what I do is that when I am working with a spirit and I realize that this spirit doesn't like another spirit, I will not do their things together. That's the way I will do. I will not do their work together at the same time. And I will not put the two of them in the same room to be in the same room because they are rivals. So I will separate their shrines, different places for each other. So when I go to this one's shrine, I concentrate on it and do its work and feed it and do whatever I can do, listen to its message and communicate with it. And then when I am done from there, then I can go to the other spirit's room and also communicate with them. But when I realize that two spirits are not working together and they are not friendly, what I will do is that I will have to take a drink from this one and ask it first. I will communicate by doing divination that I'm going to send your drinks to that other spirit to talk with the spirit so that you and the spirit can become one. And then if the spirit I'm discussing with and says yes, then that means I'll take a drink from it and take something also from it and take it to that other spirit. And also I will tell that other spirit or the next spirit that I took these drinks from this person, and that spirit said I should bring it to you so that they can you can share his food. And do you think that you want to share his food with him? If also he says yes, then I'll open the drink and pour and pray and then tell them, oh, this drink is coming from this spirit to you, and I'll pour and pray. Then I'll ask it, can I take a drink from you also to that spirit and tell them that, oh, you too, you have accepted his drink and you are also sending a drink? And if he says yes, I will take and do the same. And maybe kill an animal that I will share to both of them, the same animal. Then that means they've both eaten from the same pot. Then from there they can work together as a team. Yeah, that is the way. But when you ask them and they say no, then you cannot do anything. If you do, you do it at your own peril. It is your own problem. So every time you must divine and make sure what you are hearing is clear, and then you follow as such. Thank you very much, Dr. Henry Hansen. Thank you. And then we have Jenna Renee Henderson. Why can spirit make violent windstorm in same area, but only one person is attacked and everyone else is untouched? Jenna Renee, see, the problem is that if that spirit wants to attack that particular person, is that one they will attack. Whoever they don't want to attack, they will not touch such a person. So even in a car, sometimes an accident happens and only some few people die. There was an incident which resulted in an accident that there's a guy who spirits wanted to attack, and because that guy entered into a car, the car was going, and then thunder strike the what do you call it? Thunder strike the what do you call it? The car. The car had an accident, but the person who was the spirit was supposed to attack was the one that died. Other people were safe, even though the car had an accident. But people didn't die, but the one who was supposed to be attacked was the one that the thunder struck, and that person died. So it can happen that there will be a windstorm and many people will be alive, but some will not be hurt because they are not the target of the spirit.
Papa, can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Papa, from what you just described,
Yes.
I think, or let me ask you, do you think it is wise to move and get initiation from different places? Because if some spirits don't get together, you might go to this house, they'll give you go to that house, they might give you, and you don't even know whether they work together or not. So do you think is it better to stay in one place, or is it it would be risky moving from place to place?
Okay, big brother Uncle, I think it is nothing wrong to move from one place to another to get initiation. But when you go, you must let the people know what you have already. Tell them what spirits are with you. If you cannot go to a place in the very day and then they just initiate you. That kind of initiation is not real. You might have had the first meetings or second meeting and then arrange before your initiation will come. Something that you have to do. So you must let the people know what you have already, and then they will ask their spirits to see whether they can work together. But sometimes if the spirit you have is very strong, when you go to another place to take initiation, the initiation cannot happen. The teacher will do everything, but you cannot have any feeling. Nothing will happen at all because the spirit that you are having is higher or stronger spirit than the new one that you are trying to meet. I can say that very well in my own case. When I was getting Abochi, my magic mirror, I had Jokpata and Akai and many other spirits already working with me. And I went, Tobe Tuji wanted to introduce me to the mirror. And it took us about 5 years of the whole process. And finally, the day that I was going to be officially initiated into the mirror, I left Accra and went to the village a day before the initiation. So everything was set, and the morning we started the process because we have to start it before eating anything, salt or pepper. So we started the process. Somewhere along the way, nothing was happening. Anytime I held a mirror, maybe there's even a video, we have posted a video some time back. You will see that the mirror will be shaking, going side to side. Sometimes it goes to the front and comes to the back and it's vibrating. But I was not able to see anything and it was not stable. It got to a point, and then the mirror, in the whole voodoo as a mirror, there's a mirror on top of it. That's why we call it the magic mirror. But there are so many heads under the mirror, which are the real voodoo. The mirror, the monitor, where you can see what the voodoo is trying to tell you. The mirror just cracked into two. Means it is spoiled. And then we could not continue the initiation. Then the old man, Tometuji, had to do a reading quickly to find out why the mirror cracked. And listen, because then he was almost about 120 years old, I would say, but he knew what he was doing. So he did a reading, and then they said that I have a spirit in my house that I did not inform before coming. So then I said, I have so many spirits with me, so I don't know which one. And of course, Tommy Tuji also knew that I have so many spirits, but we didn't know which one was preventing the mirror from coming to work with me. So through reading, we realized that Tommy Jokpata was the one who was not allowing the mirror to come because I did not inform him that I was going to get another spirit to work with. But Jopata, for me, he communicates with me directly without the mirror or anything. Once I sit in his room, he starts communicating with me. Sometimes even if I'm not in his shrine, anywhere I am, he can communicate with me long before I got the magic mirror. So Togbe Tuji asked me to go back to my shrine, offer food, and the animal that the spirits eat, I should feed it, and then inform it officially that I am going to go and get another spirit called Abochi to work with us. It's not like going to be against them, but it's a spirit that is going to work hand in hand with them to make their work easier. So I came back to Accra. I killed a goat for Jopata. I did all the necessary rituals as I used to do for it, and then I informed him that this is what happened. I went to get a spirit that can help us to improve our shrine and also our work, and also to make their work easier, because they can all communicate through the mirror for me instead of me trying to communicate directly with them, so that I don't need to come to his room or his shrine, but anywhere I am, once I am with the mirror, I can communicate with him. So Jopata agreed. So when I went the second time for the initiation, everything went through successfully. And it was there that Togbe Tuji himself, even though he was one of the most powerful person in Ewe land at that time, he decided that I must initiate him into Jopata, because he has realized that Jopata is such a powerful spirit that even though the spirits that he was having with him were powerful, but this one too is another one. So I had to initiate my teacher into Jopata, and he had lived with Jopata until the last breath before it was removed from his wrist. So that is how it is a big brother I call. So when you can get initiation anywhere, but make sure the people who are initiating you know what you have, and if they are real spiritualists, they will advise you properly. Thank you very much.
Papa, I'm happy at the end. We're not going anywhere.
You are welcome. No, but it's good for people. People, a lot of people are out of curiosity, and of course, people who are around you as spiritualists will be telling people, we are better. You can come to our shrine. We will do it better. We'll teach you more. Or even this thing, we were the people who taught them. That doesn't really matter. So a lot of people who don't know what they are looking for start going around everywhere. That's what I was saying. But when you know what you are looking for, when you find it, you will know. Anybody on Clubhouse again who wants to ask me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, hello, Papa. Good afternoon. This is Kojo. I have a question.
Yeah, Kojo, how are you?
So, you talked... I'm good, thank you. Hope you're all good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You talked about being initiated into that spirit. And my question is, once the person gets initiated into, say, plants and spirits, say, Bokor, is this the relationship you form with them? Does it move over into your next life? Let's say somebody is a Bokor and has a relationship with different spirits, and they die and they reincarnate and they come back again. Are these relationships still alive, or is it something they have to be initiated and introduced in their life path the next time?
Yes, a very interesting question, Kojo. You see, to become a Bokor, you must be initiated into Afa. If you are not initiated into Afa, you don't have the title Bokor. A lot of time people make a mistake to call every spiritualist who is just dealing with spirits a Bokor. It is not like that in Ewe. When you are dealing with spirits, you can be called Hunovia, Hunoga, depending on your status or your experience and how much you can do for other people, and that will give you the title, whether you are Hunovi or humvi, and then you become humvi means a person who is just being initiated, and then when you are growing in your who means God in Ewe, it's another word for God in Ewe. So when you are initiated, they'll call you humvi, and when as you grow, you become huno, someone who is now having spirits to deal with. Then when you begin to get students that are now learning under you, and you are also impacting your knowledge to them, you can be called hunoga, as it is called in Haiti, huga. We always will call you hunoga. It is the same huga, and hunoga has the same meaning, because the huga also automatically means someone who is a great teacher or a higher teacher or a mature teacher, huga and hunoga. That's what the name is. So when you are initiated into Fa, you are now called Bokor. First also they will call you Bokovi, and then they will call you Bokor, and then you become a Tobokor. When you are also initiating people, they will now call you Tobokor. Means a To means father. You are now become father of other students or other initiates, so you become Tobokor. And they have other ranks in Fa, which I am not very much interested in. They have something Arubede, Rabba, and all kind of titles. I am not interested in title. I'm interested in who can do it and can be successful. If they do it for you and you get results and positive results, that is enough. Whether the person is a humvi or is bokovi or is bokoga, it doesn't really matter. So long as the person can solve the problems that you are having, then you can give that respect to the person. To you, that person can be all the highest boko, because you are getting results. So your question, whether when a person is initiated in this life and they work with herbs and other things, and when they die, if they can, when they reincarnated, if they could they still, the spirit is with them. My answer is yes. Yes and no. In the sense that when a Bokor dies, or someone who worked with herb dies, and if he's going to be buried according to traditional ways in Ewe cosmology or in Ewe culture, all the other priests that have any relationship with that Bokor, whether his students or even his teachers, if they were alive or they are alive before he dies, each and every one will have to go into the bush. There's a ritual that we each will have to go and pluck a hair, and that hair will be put into the coffin of the dead person. The purpose or the reason of doing that, to show that when he enters into another life, they know that he is a herbalist. He is someone who has worked with nature, someone who works with herb. So when this particular soul, or call it a set or destiny or nkrabia, or whatever you call it in any other language, comes back into this life as a new baby, he will be born with these energies that had gone with him from his past life. But the child cannot identify and know who he or she was in the past life. I hope I'm giving you a clear picture. The child can never know whether he or she was a spiritualist or was a herbalist or whatever. But as the child grows up, there will be some trails and in the child's life, some behaviors in the child's life that will tell people who are wise men, and people who are clever, that this child is a little bit different from the other children. And the interest of the child will start showing in his or her ways. And then if they have wise people among the family, or maybe among the friends of the family, they will now try to advise the parents of this child that, oh, this child that we see, we think that this child will be a very great child. And if the parents are people who are already on this traditional path, they will now do a reading to find out what exactly this baby that has been born coming to do in this world. And once they find out what the child is coming to do in this world, if their parents are wise, they will encourage the child towards that line. And slowly, the child will now reclaim all the things that he or she has done in their past life. And then it is starting to fall in place. That is why the Ewes do what we call Ese, the destiny rituals. So that whatever you had done in your past life, when a child is born and these destiny rituals are done for the child, then of course automatically all that the person was in their past life will now come to a realization in this current life. That is why the ritual of Ese and also the initiation into Fa and all these things, because when you are initiated into Fa and into Se, somehow your destiny's path will now be properly charted for you, and you know who you are and you know what to do to make things happen. So that is my answer to your question, Kojo.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. Okay, thank you for the answer.
You're welcome. Thank you, Kojo. Auntie Irene, welcome. Anybody on Clubhouse again?
Yes, Papa, I had a small question.
Yes.
I wanted to know, how do you think voodoo can be used in maybe selecting leaders, maybe in our officials like government, and then making sure that the leaders do the right thing? I mean, what are your thoughts on this? How do you think that can be done?
Okay, you are saying using voodoo and our tradition to help the leaders in our society?
Yes, like elected leaders. Like how if probably let's say wanted to use voodoo to check, make sure that we elect leaders, and then make sure that maybe our president or this person or that is doing the right thing. How can we do such a thing?
Okay.
How can we do such a thing?
Okay, very good, Niku. Thank you very much. You see, majority of our leaders, and not only our leaders, majority of society in which we live are hypocrites. I must be very blank and straight. People are hypocrites. When you know that a leader is a thief, or someone who even is not a leader, let's say is not yet a president, is not yet a vice president, is not yet anybody, is somebody but is not like anybody. When you know that such a person is not a good person, and from the person's past records and everything, is very clear that this person had not been very straightforward with their lives. So when you are going to vote for select or elect leaders, when you people still go and vote for such people because you have been given some money like $10, $20 or $50 or $100, and then people decide because of the $100 that were given to them by the person that everyone had seen as not a very good person, but because he was sharing money, and you voted for them, voodoo cannot stop you or do anything about it. Because you all know, and it is your cumulative greediness that has made you to elect such a leader. Whether it's from the grassroots or even in a small community. A lot of time, people elect bad people just because they were influenced with money. What will voodoo do? Even the God that we say has created the world is not doing anything. How will voodoo do? It is you, the people, are gods. And it is you people who decide to elect a bad leader or a bad person to become your leader. So voodoo has nothing to do with that. But in your individual life, if you know that this person is a bad leader and you decide not to vote for that person, that is for you. So your voodoos will work with you and deal with you. They will help you to survive through all the challenges and difficulties that you are going through. But majority of people in our societies are hypocrites. They know quite well that this thing is not right. They will do it. And when they do it, then later they start to blame God and blame other things as if they were the ones who did things. But we all know who is a good person And of course, if you don't know that that person is a good person, a person deceived you, for the first time, you will know that, oh, this person deceived me. Why? What makes you go ahead again and vote for that such a person once again? It is greed. It's a totality of greed in the community, or the cumulative greed of all the people, because everybody thinks that when that person is there, I'll be able to make something for myself and my people. So it is that collective greed that makes us select bad leaders. So it is not, Voodoo cannot be used in doing anything like that. What people may do is they will either pray and say that Voodoo should let the person be exposed. But even if the person is exposed and no one really cares about taking any action, what do you want Voodoo to do? I don't want to be political, I'm not a politician, but then take for instance Ghana soccer. There were so many times that Ghana soccer, Ghanaians have seen that people in charge of the Ghana soccer were not good people. But each time they wanted to raise their voice, FIFA, when it was under Sepp Blatter, will say that if you raise your heads above the person who we put there, we will sanction your country. And they know that soccer is the passion of many Africans. So if they sanction the country and the country is no more making or playing soccer in the international atmosphere or in the international circle, the people in the country will revolt. So Sepp Blatter and his people will try to sanction countries. I think Ghana was even sanctioned at one time when people were complaining about some of the leaders of our soccer teams or our soccer organization. But then with all this thing, when the Swiss authorities and other things of FIFA got to realize that Sepp Blatter himself was also crooked and his hands were dirty, they removed him from there, and then that gave chances to people to investigate all kind of local soccer groups back to all in Africa. Yes, people were penalized and people were seen exchanging money and all the bribery and everything. But what punishment was given to them? Nothing. The people still live their lives as if nothing had happened. So how can you expect Voodoo to do anything about it? Nothing. Let's be very realistic. It is us who are the gods. We decide to put bad leaders and we must face the music. Thank you, Luku.
Thank you very much, Papa.
You're welcome.
Greetings, Baba. Just wanted to say greetings to everyone. And I just came in, and I wanted to know about the comments about the destiny reading. When it comes to the destiny reading, Baba, is it possible that an adult can also listen to that? No, if they need that as well for themselves.
Hello, Bless. I think I did not get your question very well. Anybody on Clubhouse that can re-explain the question to me, or Bless can come back with the question, because there's a breakage in the listen. I couldn't hear very well the question.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, yes.
Okay. The destiny reading that is normally performed
yes.
for the child, that I came in at that part.
Yes,
that
okay.
really spoke to my spirit for a reason. I don't have a child, but for an adult, is that same ritual, can that ritual be performed on adults as well?
No, not necessarily for you mean dolls? No, because Adults. Oh yes. Oh sure. Why not? Yes, it is also done on adults. That's why we do the destiny rituals. It is not necessarily that you are only a child, because most children never had the opportunity, because either their parents are very religious people, or there are people who didn't really know that such things exist, so they did not think about doing it for their children. So when you are an adult and you come to realize this, yes, for sure, why not? They will do a destiny reading. You want to do a reading to ask your destiny, what am I here to do? But for you to be able to have the real realization of what you are coming to do, if your reading says you should be initiated, when you are initiated, that is when you really get the blueprint of why you are here, the purpose you are here, and things you are supposed to do to be able to help yourself and help humanity. So yes, it is also done on adults. We are doing it every day for adults, people who are even as old as 50, 60, 70 years. We still do these destiny rituals for them, and things begin to change in their life, and they begin to understand their purpose on this planet or in this life. We do it on adults as well.
Thank you, Father. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Bless. Thank you too. Okay, we have okay, please go ahead. Wakiri, go ahead, please.
Greetings to you all, and thank you, Baba.
Yeah,
I wanted to know if you can give more information on Ikat being
Ika
Ikabim.
Kadi. Kadi.
Yeah, Kadi.
We say Kadi. Kadi. I won't be able to give you all the details. Kofi, what is Kadi? The Kadi, when it falls, usually we say there's a fire inside your clothing, so you must shake it off. But then it has a deeper explanation than that. But once Kadi falls for people, we shake our clothing to say that now fire has entered into your clothing. So if you are on that Odu as Kadi, there must be certain things that probably they have to do for you to make things, to make things easier in your life. I think they are typing the Kadi. Sena?
Kadi.
Yeah.
Kadi is story of Ewe. And the Ewe who was really political. So he told his followers that he's not supposed to be smoking, but he himself was doing so. And one day he was exposed for that.
One day he was smoking when people were coming and he wanted to hide it.
I just want to make sure that I guess the language barrier, the accent is correct. I'm speaking of Ika and Ogbe put together.
Kaogbe.
Okay, then it's not Kadi.
Kadi is different from Kaogbe. Kaogbe.
Yes, thank you.
And who was if he was a Toloko? So Kaogbe is when it falls for people. We say that when something happens to a child, it is that what has happened to the child that will make the child to look back home or go and look for his or her father. So Kaogbe is talking about relationship between the father and a child, where the child somehow either don't know about the father or kind of gone against the father and is now doing things on his own, but then something serious happened in that child's life and it has to go back to the father to know the truth about life. Yeah.
If you treat your destiny or your
Kaogbe is also talking about
the destiny, to infiltrate your destiny.
The lady who she was a farmer and she wasn't successful. Since go well. She went into doing trading. That one too did not go well. She went to do everything, the mistakes that she made before she came into, and also she has started. So Cowboy, there's also a story of poverty, the issue of poverty, and between parents and the person, like as far as
Okay, Senna, thank you on that one. So let me take one question from Facebook from Danilo Mberile saying that, Papa, are all your students becoming Voodoo priests or involving spiritually as personally powerful individuals? Oh, we teach people, Danilo, we teach people, if you want to become a priest, that's up to you. If you just want to learn spirituality and use it to guide your own life and guide the lives of people who your loved ones, that's up to you. It is not that everybody who has been initiated has to become a priest. No, there are so many people who have been initiated even into Fa, and they are Bokor, but they are not priests like Bokor who are doing divination and reading for other people. They are just priests for themselves. But so they can it's not necessarily that when you are initiated you have to become a priest, but if any of your student has the desire to become a priest, then that's probably because it is in his or her destiny to become a priest and be able to help other people. So if such a student opted to become a priest, then you as a teacher, you must help that child or that student to become a priest or to realize their destinies. So Baba Wakiri, the answer that Senna gave concerning Kaobe, Ika Obe, is that okay? Does that make some sense to you, Baba Wakiri?
Yes. Can you please repeat that, Baba?
And I said that the story that Senna gave, that the story of Kaobe is about poverty, that a woman who was poor was trading and didn't succeed, did farming, didn't succeed, did trading, didn't succeed, and did all kind of things and did not succeed because it is in their destiny that they are poor, so they have to attend to destiny and change that situation for the person. So that is the cowboy story as far as Ewe Afa, one of the stories as far as Ewe Afa is.
Yes, it was helpful, and I thank both of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because in life, when your destiny, you don't know what your destiny chose for you. When you don't know what your destiny chose for you, you may try to be a driver, and everybody is driving and is successful, but you drive, you will not even get a penny. You want to be a teacher, you don't succeed. You become a farmer because farming is an easy way. You can go to farm and just plant, and when the rain falls, you will be able to harvest crops and come and sell. But you will make farm, your farm will burn. It will, every crop in the farm will die. Rain will fall in other people's farm. It will not fall inside your farm, and your crops will die. Then you will live that way. So they say, well, if you are trading by just doing petty trading, things will be okay, because after all, you are selling it and people are buying. You will do it and you will go into debt. And so they say, if you sell water is not enough. Everybody drinks water, but you come and sell water, you will still be in debt. And that is destiny. So in Cowway, when that Odu falls for you, they will tell you to look into your destiny, see what is supposed to be done so that your life can be good for you.
So when we speak of destiny, are we speaking of Ori?
Yes, we are speaking about Ori, destiny. Yes, in Ewe, the word that they use for Ori in Ewe Vodu is called Ese or destiny, because the Yoruba call it Ori, or it's very similar to Ori, because that is the spirit that came into the world with you before you come and know, or before you come to know anything else. So that is likely the Ori. That's destiny.
Okay, I see. So constant divination and appeasement to, how do you say it in Voodoo again?
Esse. Police, yeah, destiny.
S-E.
Or
Or esse, yeah.
So constant appeasement of excess and divination to make things right is the best for those with convict.
Yes.
The mother.
The Iyami also is inside the cowboy, but we call the Iyami in Ewe Vodu Ana or Aje. So they also appear in that Odu. Iyami are there, your destiny appeared there, poverty is there. So you must do a total ritual either of changing your destiny and also feeding the witches and knowing what to, then when you start to do things become okay.
Yeah, more people. Yes, I have. I am a child of Cosby.
Okay.
And just like you said about I do seek to learn. For many people, what Cosby has to teach me on the many verses. So you all have given me more to the session. Is it just your understanding that Pum Pum, the white Iyami, or Ajay is a part of that?
Yes, it is. The Ajay and Iyami are also part of Cowboy. That means they have influence over the Cowboy or a person who is a child of Cowboy. Those forces also have control over the person. So the person needs to find a way to appease them in order to get their doors life open.
Right. And once that appeasement is done, life can be well and in balance. We in the Ewe Vodu and Ewe Fa, we have our own way of doing the Ebo, which we call Vosa in Ewe. We do the Vosa for witches. There's a special way of doing the witches Vosa, and it of course is different from one shrine to another. So, but then there is all, if you are in the hands of a good priest who knows very well, when they do it for you, the results come, you can experience. Yeah. That's it. Once again, thank you.
You're welcome, Baba Wakili. Thank you very much.
Hello, Papa. I have a question, clarifying question I wanted to ask. Just based off the conversation with Wakili. So when the word says use or destiny, does one take a destiny before they arrive, or does it this world, or does destiny pick you up? Is destiny the blueprint of your life path in this life, or is destiny the same as you? If you could break that down for me.
Yeah, Kojo, you see, the destiny is you. The destiny came with you to this world, and wherever the destiny decides that you'll be born, that's where you'll be born. And the family that you should be born in, it is your destiny who decides. Your destiny in one way or the other can be also likened to your soul. Your Atma is the one that comes with you, is the one that never gets destroyed. The body will be clothed, the destiny will be clothed with your body, physical body will clothe the destiny or your soul. But when you die, the destiny doesn't die, the essence doesn't die. Your aklama. There's so many names for it in Ewe. Your aklama doesn't die. But your physical body will die, but that essence or destiny or ori or whatever people give it, the Japanese call it ume, the Yoruba call it karada, whatever it is going with you into the next life. So when you sleep on your bed, let me use this analogy. When you sleep on your bed at night, your physical body is sleeping, right? But you see that you are still going around places which we call dream, right?
Yes.
So supposing you don't wake up, supposing this physical body that slept did not wake up, what will they say? They say you are dead, right? But your mind or your soul or your ori or your destiny or your atman that is moving while the body is dead is still active. Are you getting it?
Yes, I get it.
It is still active. So when it has another opportunity to be born into physical world before you wake up from your dream, okay? And then you go back into sleep again and wake up until the time that the body will die. So the soul remains the same all through different generations. It remains the same. It only chooses where to go and where not to go, depending on how you build yourself in this current life that you are.
Okay. Wow. So, for example, when the person does a reading and it comes up that your destiny needs to be fed, could you give an example of what could cause maybe the destiny needs to be in order to that's just something that depends on case to case?
It's depend on case to case, because it's not everybody who will do a reading and they'll say that the destiny has to be fed.
Okay.
There are in certain people's reading that they say the destiny has to be fed, because that means that person's destiny is weak due to the situations that the person is facing in the current life or current situation the person is facing, because the destiny of the person is weak. That's why such things are happening. So when the person is able to feed their destiny and strengthen their destiny, things begin to look better. You're welcome. Thank you too, Kojo. So we have a Yanifa Eliago Osanyin will assist us to continue to get the necessary herbs. Okay, Yanifa is talking about something. Osanyin will assist us to continue to get the necessary herbs. Yeah, I don't know what is Osanyin, but I think it is more in the Yoruba of Ifa. But then I think it may be something that is making sense. Then we have our brother for Martin Kobler. Sayira, move the distance. What are you doing? Yeah, we have a formatting cobbler saying, Hunoga, I'm just curious to find out if a voodoo is molded, how long does it take before it fed? How does the mold have to be dried before it is interrogated and fed? Or whenever you get voodoo, the person who is making the voodoo for you will be able to tell you when the voodoo is ready. And I believe strongly that when a voodoo is made for someone, the person who is voodoo cannot be made and sent to you. You physically must be present and you watch the process. And when it is time to feed it, the person making the voodoo for you will explain how it is. Voodoo is not something you go and buy in a shop and then call it voodoo. Most of the time, a real voodoo must be made for you, and you who is coming to get the voodoo, you must be present and see how it is made. That's the way I work. I don't make voodoo and post it to people. No. The only thing I post to people is talismans and also maybe the bracelet of Jopata and rings. And soaps are like that, oils. But real voodoo that needs to be molded into clay or whatever needs to be done while the person is present. Thank you very much for Martin Kobler. Then we have Iyanifa Aliagu again. Asheo Ebe Waje Egbo Emaje O. That is a Yoruba there. Ewe Awaje Egbo Amaje O. Okay, that's a Yoruba. I think she is talking about herbs. Okay, in that Yoruba saying that. So too, the leaves will come to eat, the wounds will continue to eat. Yes, that's will continue to. Okay, thank you very much. And that's what it is, the translation in the English translation. Thank you. And then we have Baba Wakiri Oye Balewa. Blessings, Baba. What part does Ogun play in this spiritual form? The Ogun, as it is in Ebe, we call it Egu. Egu means anything made with iron in Ewe, and in Ewe Vodu, the hammer and the anvil as used by the blacksmith is representing Egu in most places in our tradition. Even those people who do not mount any voodoo in their houses, if they are from the family of blacksmiths, they are automatically having the Egu as their voodoo. And when people are sick, sometimes they go to the blacksmith to fetch the water from the blacksmith and bath, or they bring the water, the blacksmith do something, prayers to the anvil, the hammer and the anvil for them, and things change. So that is how it is. Egu, as the Ewes may call it, is what the Yoruba call Ogun. So we all have the same thing, and I believe Ogun, as in Yoruba culture, in Ifa, is the god of iron.
You are correct, Baba.
So we also have it, but we call it Egu, not Ogun. We call it Egu, as in Ewe, Afa, and also Ewe Vodu.
And Voodoo, what is the relationship with the Ajay and Ogu?
In Voodoo, Ajay is also a power on its own, and Egu is power on its own. They are all forces of their own. So it is just that in every Voodoo, all these are Voodoos on their own, and each one has its own power and a place to role to play when it comes. So it is not like where is the place of this in this. They are just all spirits, and they are all Voodoos, and each one has its role to play in human life or in our existence on this earth. Because when we go onto Egu, we say that Egu is the one that make the hoe. Egu is the one that make the cutlass or the machete. Egu is the one that make the gun. Egu is the one that make cars. Anything made of metal is under the direction of Egu. So that is for Egu. And then of course Anna or Minana or Iyami, as the Yoruba call it, they are also a force that are positive and negative. Positive in the sense that they are also creation of God. They have their part to play in our this thing. Negative in the sense that when they attack you, you feel their presence in your life, and you must find a way to push them out of your way so that you can continue moving in life.
Greetings, Papa. This is Kadi.
Hello, Kadi. I had been thinking about you the whole of yesterday. I don't know what is going on. How are you?
Wow, I am doing well. I just wanted to say that for people who Papa has given their essay or their ori, you're able to communicate with it. He also teaches you how to talk to your essay. And so when you have your essay or your ori, you can talk to it, and it'll be able to tell you that, if there's something wrong, it will be able to let you know. You will sense and feel that there's something wrong, and you can ask it questions. And if it's time to eat something, you'll be able to say, okay, are you hungry? And it'll give you an answer, yes or no. And then you could go down by the array of elements in which, ask items or anything like that. If it wants something, now, if it's something that you yourself can personally give it and it's okay, then yeah, that's something else. But if it's actually higher than your specificities or something that you yourself cannot get to, like a blood feeding or anything like that, then that's probably a time in which you would actually need to reach out to him and be like, hey, my essay said something, and can you do a divination to figure out what's going on, because this is higher than what I have the capabilities of doing. And I would like to say that I have been working my essay since October of last year, and my essay tells me a range of stuff. I have been in danger. There's something that's drastically wrong. I've had have to reach out to Papa and say, hey, Papa, my essay said something's wrong and we need to get it done, in which, I have done that. It has been situations in which Papa has said, either it's time to go, you got to pack your stuff up and leave your house today. And I had to leave because my essay told me that, hey, this is something wrong and it's time for us to go. And so when you work with Papa, it is absolutely something real and something that's active. And yes, it might look to you as a clay molding, in which that's the way it appears physically, but it's you and it's your, and you have the ability to speak to your soul, and your soul can give you answers and let you know exactly the path in which you need to be going on. And with that, I'm complete.
Thank you very much, Kadi. Very grateful for that.
Very, very happy to have you with us, Kadi.
Thank you, and I'm very, very happy to have you, Senna, as my younger brother, and also Papa as my father. And when you come into the AMC family, Papa is all of our Bible. He's all of our father. So, he has the biological children, yes, but then he has a world of other children who absolutely accept him and love him. And he's our father as well. So he has biological children, and we want to actually say thank you to Senna, Molly, Kofi, and Kira for sharing their father in Singapore, our little sister, for sharing their actual father with us as well. And your other daughter is here as well, speaking to you, Papa.
Hello, Angie, how are you?
I am well. Glad and grateful for you all.
Thank you very much. Is that Angie?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How are you? How is the Torefi? Is he fine?
He's fine.
My regards to him and to all the children.
Yeah, all the children are well. They are well.
We thank God and the ancestors. Thank you very much.
Just for some context, the Kadi and the Gandhi came to Ghana last year. I think 5 of them came to Ghana, and they stayed with us, and they went through a whole bunch of rituals with us. And we are very happy to have them as part of our AMT family and communities. And it's the first time that they're joining us on Clubhouse, so I really like to welcome them again. And thank you for joining us.
Papa, I have one more question. And I do thank you, Sanaa, all the teachers on here for answering my questions, because I always seek to know more about myself and my family. A lot of people are afraid or have fear of EIA, and it is taught on many different levels for a lot of people who just don't teach period. Being a child of Bajaj, it is something that is a daily thing with me, whether it be good, bad, ugly, promising, or happy. Is there any information that you can add on to what my elders have given me already? One who is a child of Bajaj, of daily things that they should make a part of their discipline each and every day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Baba Wakiri. You see, in Ewe Vodu, we don't really celebrate Ajay. Unlike in the Yoruba concept of Iyami or Ajay that is celebrated and they say somebody is a child of Ajay, in Ewe Vodu, we don't really celebrate Ajay because we see Ajay as a very powerful thing and yet still very negative to most people. So we don't really celebrate Ajay, even though we know they are a very powerful force. So whenever you do a reading and Ajay appears in your reading, we ask the Ajay that what do they want in your life, why are they appearing in your reading? And what do they want us to give them so that they can leave you alone for a while? or what we should use to appease them. And then they tell us, and then we do it that way. But in Ewe Afa, unlike Yoruba Ifa, where people become children of Ajay and is celebrated, it is not celebrated in Ewe Vodu like that. Because the fear of Ajay being a very negative energy and destroying is very, very rare in our part of the world. So people don't celebrate them. We rather fear and run away from them, and when there's anything to do to appease them, we do, and then get on with our way. Like just like the policeman who arrests you, and then even though you are not a friend of policemen, you will have to give something to police in order to let you go. That's what it is. That's the way the Ewes approach Ajay. It is not celebrated by saying, oh, you are a child of Ajay. No, we don't have that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Brother Wakili. Okay, we have Henry Hansen here. Wow, Papa, you can transfer someone's sickness to an animal. So with the general curse, can it be transferred back to those curses? If yes, what will be the impact? Whether do you know the person who cursed you? That's the point. If you don't know who cursed you, how can you transfer it back to the curses? But as in the case of sickness, we saw the MRI result and all this thing, and we know which rituals to do to transfer it. So if someone has cursed you, when you do a reading, the reading or Afa will show you what is happening and what to do to reverse that curse so that you can be free and the family can be free as well. That's how it is. Then we have Iyanifa Eliagu saying, Ifa teaches us that learning is until our last breath and transition. I agree with you 200%, because that's what I've been always saying. We all have to learn and continue learning, and we will learn until our last breath. We will never stop learning. And anyone who thinks they know it all, I think they are still young. And then we have Gina Rini Henderson again saying, thank you, Papa. Thank you, Gina. We have Jenna. Thank you very much for the question, and thank you for coming back to say thank you too. And then we have Solomon Boatin saying, greetings, Papa, and the AMT family. Can your ancestors withhold blessings from you because you are involved in activity that doesn't please them? Yes, definitely. Ancestors sometimes withhold blessings from people when you are involved in things that you are not supposed to do. So sometimes when we do a reading, when the ancestors appear, we ask them, are they hungry? Do they want to tell you, are they trying to give you a message? Or are they seeing a mistake that you are doing? Is that the reason why they are appearing in your reading? It's not always that when the ancestors appear that you have to feed them. Sometimes they are just coming to caution you or give you a message, caution you about the things you are doing. Either you are eating something, or you are dressing up in something, or you are associating with certain people, or you have gone to a place and they are not happy about it. So when ancestors appear in your reading, we ask this question: are they hungry? Are they trying to give a message to you? Or they are saying some mistake that you are doing and they are not happy about it and they want to inform you? So it is true. Ancestors can withhold blessings from you when you are doing things that do not make doesn't make them happy. They will withhold blessings from you. So Solomon, that is it. It's true. It does happen. We have seen it. We are seeing it every day. So if your ancestors see that the way you are living your life, it could be that you are associating with a woman or a man, and your ancestors feel that your future with this man or your future with this woman may jeopardize your happiness and their happiness. They will caution you and they will withhold withhold a lot of blessings from you until you start to make a reading to find out why things are not flowing towards you. And then they will appear and tell you the reason why things are not flowing towards you and tell you what is happening in your life and caution you that you should be careful. You could also lose your life by associating with certain kind of people or eating certain kind of food or other things. So your ancestors can always come and caution you, because if they are giving you the blessings, you may not know and you may continue on a path that will lead to your destruction. So they will withhold those blessings, and it will prompt you to find out what is going on, and then you will know what to do. Okay, so I think we are at the bottom. We go to Oluchi, our sister Oluchi Osuwoke, saying they are so grateful, Papa, for all your great teachings with peace and love. Thank you very much, big sister. And then we have for Martin Kobler, there seems to be intermittent loss of reception of the program. Okay, I didn't notice that, and but then what exactly didn't flow through, because other people didn't tell me anything yet, but I need to know and then to correct that part. So for Martin, please let me know where you felt that there was some intermittent loss. You people, you notice it at the technical? Okay, so let us know where something was lost, or you didn't hear me say that. I can explain again. Then we have Van Perry. Hello, Papa. What can you tell us about devil's horsewhip herb or Ewe Vodu plant that is used for spiritual baths? Which one is it Bokor Tete? Van Perry, I'm not very sure about the Tete plant. There are so many. I don't know if you are talking about Bokor Tete. Then Bokor no Tete or Bokor Tete, the herb that is called Bokor no Tete, is called Amari in my area. Not Mahi, but Mahi in my area. And then that one can be used to, it is used in baths and also in mixed with other herbs for different things. But if you are talking about the herb that has thorns, what did we call this one this morning? The one for the... No, not Abajo. The other one.
Duba.
Not Duba. You to call them Tetejila.
Damela Jongo.
Damela Ajongo. There's a Damela Jongo which also has thorns with it, and then there is there is one that also has thorns. The name is escaping me. What do you call it? Okay, Van, I cannot get the name, but there's this. I want to know which one you are talking about. Tete plant, because there is the Bokor Tete, Michi. That is also another one. So I don't know which one you are talking about, but the use of this, I don't know whether that's the one called the devil's horsewhip. I don't know most English names for our local herbs, unless we ask Senna, because he is going on to the botanical names, but I don't know what it is. So Senna, someone is talking about a devil's horsewhip. Can you check it and find out what is the devil's horsewhip, and then let me know? But they say the Ewe name is Tete. Tete plant, but I think it's Tete Malima, which is Michi, and then there is the Bokor Tete, which is the Amahe. So I don't know which one is which one. So what is the horsewhip? Let me see. Yeah, that is Michi. Is that it? Is that the horsewhip? The devil's horsewhip?
Yes.
Let me see it well. We are looking. Van Perry, hold on. I think my children are looking, and let me see whether that is it. Okay, go. Let me see other pictures of it. Okay. No, but this is not Michi. But I saw one looking like a Michi there.
You have to get calm down. Yeah, open that place. Let me see where you went. Yeah, where the flower is. No, not there. The big greens. You have just not this one. Oh, go back. Oh, this one green, plenty greens here. The one that this is covering now, this is trying to go off. Hey, open that place. Let me see. I think it's the same horse whip. Okay, this herb is there. I don't really know the use. I've seen it every day. I keep asking. Even it's in my house. It's growing in my garden. I've seen it many times. Where honestly, I don't know the use. Vampiri, and I don't use it because I don't know its use. Go to the very corner of the computer. Yeah, down. Yeah. Yes, I have them. I don't know the name even. Okay, now I know it's called the Devil's Horse Whip. But I don't know the name in Ewe. So I've been seeing it for a long time. I kept asking myself, what use is this herb for? But I have not really had anybody who taught me about it. It grows in my garden too, but I don't know what it is. So I'm not sure. I don't even include it into my baths at all. This one I don't use it. I don't know the use, but it grows in my this thing. I don't. Sometimes I remove it, but it grows again, so I let it stay. But I don't know the use. Sorry, but I will find out now that you mention it. I will try to find out from other people to ask what really it is used for. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go back to the questions. Yes.
Yeah, I've just also done a brief looking up this devil's horsewhip plant, and it looks like it has a lot of uses in India, in Ayurvedic uses for against scorpion, dog bites, and things like that. Or that's what I can see on Wikipedia.
Okay, but I think that it must have some uses in Ewe Vodu also, because it grows very everywhere. Sometimes it is mistakenly taken for michi, but it's not michi. So I will ask people who know much because it's growing in our garden here. So it's always everywhere. When I walk in the morning, I see it. But I kept wondering what exactly would be the use. But I have never had the courage to ask anybody. But next time, maybe when Bokor comes, I will ask him if he knows any uses of it. So I'll be able to talk on it. So thank you very much, Van, for that question. You have just woken me up. I know you. It says a tete plant means it is whether that is Bokor tete or whatever. I will find out on it and then let you know. Go up, and then we have Danilo Imberile again. Say essay has a lot. It is a broad word that covers your life. Covers your life purpose, your destiny, your karma, the good and the bad things that will happen to you. The work of the priest is just to mitigate the bad and boost the good part so that you live well and suffer less. Yes, that is very, very true, Danilo and Merile. I'm very grateful for that answer. You just made it easy for other people to know what essay is. Thank you very much. And then we have Van Perry saying thank you, Papa. And we are very grateful to Van for that question because it has just woken me up and I have to learn something for it. We are now with Delali say, hello, Papa. Please, I'm now learning Afa from my uncle. Before I started the tuition, I did some research about the Odus, which I knew were 16, but my uncle he gave me to memorize before he can take me to the next step, were 17. Please, are they 16 or 17? In Ewe Afa, Delali say, in Ewe Afa, we have 17 Odus. In Yoruba Fa, they have 16. So in Ewe Afa, we have the last one, which is the Kwali Chetula. It's not a Meiji.
is not Meiji, but it is regarded in Ewe Afa as the eldest of all or the most powerful of all the 17, which is Polychetula. So in Ewe Fa, if you are learning Ewe Afa, you are going to learn 17 Odus or Afadu. There are 17 in Ewe, but in Yoruba there are 16. Mages, the mages or the major arcanas, there are 16. But in Ewe, the Polychetula, which being the 17, is not a major, but it's regarded as one of the most powerful. And also, I want to find out from you and what you think I should learn in addition to the Afa readings after I have mastered what my uncle is teaching me. Thank you for the good work you are doing. Yeah, the lady say, you see, once you master the Afa learning and studying the Afa, all other things become easy for you because you can now use the Afa to ask questions to spirits, to a situation. Anything that is happening, Afa should be able to guide you and let you know. So I would say you should concentrate very seriously on learning the Afa and knowing it very well, knowing the stories, and also how to divine, do the divination with the divination chain, which we call Kwele or Gumaga. You should learn it well so that when you are doing, you are doing, and it will show you, it will open the doors to everything for you and for people who may come in contact with you in the future. So my answer to your question is learn the Fa, continue learning the Fa, concentrate on the Fa, don't go and looking for other things. Once you know the Fa, other doors will open. Thank you very much. Yes, and then we are done with Facebook, so I think we are also done with okay, so we go to YouTube where we see Ian Campbell again. He said, Ian Campbell, I always see African spiritualists mark or put a circle around the eyes. What does it stand for? Ian Campbell, I think you will see only those things in Nigerian movies. So me, I don't put any circle around my eye. They do all those things just to frighten people and make people think that they are special. It's not necessary. If you're going to do a reading, even if you close your eyes, you can do a reading. So that circle around eyes, me, I don't do it, and I'm not associated with anybody who's been putting circle around eyes. I've seen it a lot in Nigerian movies, but the movies are only to denigrate our culture, especially Nigerian Nollywood movies do not promote African culture. They only denigrate our spiritual culture because at the end of the day, it is the churches that sponsor these movies. So they try to make it look that our traditional spirituality is evil, and when someone who wears a Obroniwa coat and holding a Bible in the hand has power over a traditionalist who has been practicing with African gods for many years, they will just with that Bible that was printed in somebody's factory or printing press, they bring it, and then our gods will start running away. For where? So that thing they put on their eye is only I've been seeing the Nigerian movie. I don't see it in reality. So I cannot tell what it is. They who are doing, they know better. When I sit here, I am teaching, you don't see me putting anything on my eye, or I don't wear anything to scare anybody. But I can be here and be in any part of the world at any time. So anyway, Ian Campbell again said, when someone is murdered, does the spirit of that person will try to communicate with his relative to take revenge on those who murdered them? Yes, at times, depending on how that spirit lives his life in this current life. There are certain people when even if they are murdered, their spirits just lie dead and quiet. But then there are certain people, when they are married, their spirit will take revenge. But not only through their family only, they themselves will take revenge, because that means that person was spiritually active when he was alive. So when he gets into the spiritual world, it can still be active. So it is not that anybody who they just murder them and they start to take revenge. If you are active on the spiritual plane, in this physical life, when you die, whether you are married or you die a peaceful death, you will definitely be active. And if people kill you in a very bad way without justice, you will take revenge. And then we have Hunters of Energy again saying thank you. Thank you very much, Hunters of Energy. Then we go back to Ian Campbell on YouTube. In Tronkosi, when someone is killed by the deity, is the person's dead body is taken to the shrine, or those of the person's relatives bury them? It depends on which throne is doing the work. There are so many throne that kill people, and nobody even know which throne or deity that has killed the person, whereby the relatives will be taking the body to the throne's place. But there are thrones or like deities like Noboko Shrine, where when Noboko throne or the deity from Noboko kills someone, it is said that the Noboko people themselves will come and carry the dead body and take it to their shrine. No matter wherever the dead body is, they will take the dead body to their shrine and dry it. They don't bury it. But because when a Noboko shrine wants to kill, they first send people to wherever the deity is going to strike, to let them know that there is something wrong and someone came to the shrine to complain about it. So the families should come and settle whatever is supposed to be settled. But if the families and the person who, the culprit, the person who has done a bad thing didn't want to go, now they are going to send their spirit to wherever the location, and the spirit will strike, and the person who is the culprit and maybe other people may also die. It's just like throwing an atomic bomb or throwing a missile or throwing a bomb, and when it falls, it is not only the bad person who they're trying to kill that dies, and anybody around them will also die. So it is in some of our throne. It's not only the person who is wrong that dies, other people around the person too sometimes die. So it depends on the shrine. Tronkosi is different. When you say in Tronkosi, a Tronkosi is when the shrine is killing the family members without knowing, killing the family members without people knowing what has happened. And when they go to find out and know what is happening and what is bringing the death to the family, that is why that is when the shrine would demand a human being to be replaced at the shrine to be severed, so that the spirit will not continue killing the family. And that child or that person that saves in the shrine to replace to bring appeasement to the spirit, so that the spirit doesn't go continue killing people. That person is called a tron koshi. Koshi means servant, and a tron means deity. So when they call somebody a tron koshi, means the servant of the deities or the servant of the gods. That's the meaning of tron koshi in Ewe. It is not the way the Christians and the Western NGOs who came to our continent to make money out of us by creating us to look evil by saying trokosi. There's nothing called trokosi. It's called a trokoshi. Koshi means servant in Ewe. It's not like slave. It's a servant. Trokoshi, so is a servant of the god. And until the parents or the families go to pay whatever money they owe to the shrine, that person continues to be a servant at the shrine. And such a person is called Tronkoshi. It's not Trokosi. So we go on to, we finish with the Tronkoshi. Yes. So now Ian Campbell at the last part again and said those whether taking the shrine or those person relative bury them. If the shrine that killed or the deity that killed the person through spiritual energy is satisfied with whatever they have charged the families and they pay, they may release the body to the family to go and bury. But if they are not able to pay, the body is kept at the shrine as an evidence. It's an exhibit. Yeah, that this person did something bad and the voodoo or the throne caught the person and killed the person. So that body there is the exhibit to show that truly our voodoo killed the person. So Ian Campbell, do you see the Nigerians as more deeper in spirituality than the rest of the Africans? I don't know. I know my own. I don't know what makes Nigerians more deeper or not deeper. Every culture in Africa has their own spiritualities. But if you want to ask me whether the Nigerians are more vocal in their preaching of their spiritual or religious teachings, yes, I would say so. Because Nigerian Ifa is more like a religion than spirituality, I may say. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have the spirituality. It has, but people believe in the dressing up and then the dancings, just like Christianity, church, and all this thing done, concentrating on the deeper spiritual things. That's the way I look at it. Nigerians are very spiritual and they know how to do the spiritual thing, but most of the diasporan ones are more of changing of name and dressing up and singing and doing rituals than to go into the deeper spiritual aspect. So Nigerian Ifa is more structured and it has been around for a long time, and also that's why we may say that they are more prominent and more known to many people. But unlike other cultures in the African continent, I think Voodoo and Ifa are the most laudable ones that people know about. That doesn't mean that other Africans do not have their own spirituality very strong. They also have it, but they probably are not so vocal like Yoruba and Ewe and the four people, the Voodoo and the Ifa. Thank you very much for that question. And then we have a formatting Kobla on Facebook saying, Hunoga, for those churches that actually use traditional voodoo, for example, the Celestial Church of Christ, do you happen to know which of our voodoos they have as a patron? Oh, formatting. Some of these questions, don't ask me. I am not part of them. I'm not the one who owns the church, and I don't have time to go and find out what voodoo they have as a patron. I'm not interested. I know my shrine, what I have, and that's what I use for people and teach. What is happening in somebody's shrine is not concern me at all. Whatever happens in somebody's church is not my business. So I don't go asking what voodoo they have in their shrine or not. I'm not interested. So some of these questions does not really it's not questions that I have to ask. We should ask the Celestial Church of Christ and the Aladuras and all these things. What voodoo they use. I'm not interested in what they use. I'm interested in what I have here, and I use what I have here to teach, and that's it. Okay, I think we are done. We will go on to Clubhouse now, and then we'll take a question from there. Now, I think our time is 4:45, 4:46. 4:46 is our time now. So let's take questions from Clubhouse, please.
Greetings, Papa. This is Kadi.
Hello, Kadi. Yes.
My question is, what is the significance of after people get initiated into Ifa, they change their name?
Yeah, okay. Kadi, you see...
Like, I'm bumping into a lot of...
Yes, I understand. Can you hear me, Kadi? Okay, you see, it is also in Ewe Vodu that sometimes when people are initiated, people want to have a new name, just like when in Christianity, when you are baptized, people give you a new name, or we call it Christian name. In Ghana, you may have your local name, but then they will give you a Christian name because you have now become a member of the Christ's group, which is the church. So it is also in Vodu and in Ifa and Afa that some people decide or like to be given a Vodu name that correspond with them and that they can vibrate. So they choose to abandon or keep their original names low profile and try to promote these things, and also to tell people that now I am practicing this, I'm practicing that. But in the truth, it does not matter whether you have a change of name, you don't have a change of name. If the teacher that is teaching you is able to teach you correctly and you are doing things and things are happening for you, the change of name does not really matter. But I can also understand that the people in the diaspora, especially our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, who are now trying to come back and reconnect with their African roots, want to associate themselves with some African names so that people can know that they are now reconnecting to the continent, or also for themselves to have peace that, oh yes, now instead of using this name that I had been given, which is my slave master's name, I am now having an African name. But apart from that, I don't see any great thing in it. And I also see a lot of people trying to promote that, oh, we are going to do a naming ceremony, you can come and get your African names. When you people came and I initiated you people and gave you your Abraxas initiation and Akai and Jokata, as well as your Ese, I did not give you any spiritual name because I don't think it is necessary. I myself, I am called Christopher from the time my father took me to the church to be baptized, and I'm still using the name Christopher until today, but I'm still doing Vodu work and I'm being successful in the works I do. So I don't see that giving a special name to me that will change my spiritual path. Of course, names also vibrate people, or people vibrate the names that they are being given to. So it depends on the person. If you want to have an African name, yes, of course. Take for instance people who are born on a Thursday and Wednesdays, and I think you are born on a Tuesday.
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Yes.
So if you are born on Tuesday, okay, I think your son Cameron is born on Tuesday. I think one person was on Tuesday, and I don't know who.
Cameron is Tuesday.
Yes. So like in our local language, any boy born on a Tuesday is called Kwabena, and a girl born on a Tuesday is called Abina, which is automatic. It's not like anybody has to give you that name. You can take that name. A man born on a Wednesday is Koku, and a woman born on a Wednesday is called Ekuya or Aku, as in our Ewe. Friday boys are Kofi, and a girl is Afi or Efia. Then Saturday is a boy is Kwame, and then a girl is Ama or Ami. Then Sunday is Sunday born boy is Kosi, and then a girl is Akosua. And Monday born boy is Kojo, and a girl is Ajo. So these names are automatic names. Nobody needs to give them to you. If you know the day that you were born, you can start. If you want to have an African name, you can choose to call it the day that you were born as one of your African names. You don't need necessarily to be initiated into the name to vibrate that, to say that this is what you are. But of course, people chose to associate and kind of align themselves with Africa, and they begin to change their name. Some people are taking Egyptian olden Egyptian names that in today's Africa, nobody takes those names anymore. It doesn't really make any difference. So I personally believe that it is your teacher. If your teacher is such a person who has a naming of people as the main way of showing that you are an African, then of course that teacher will promote that towards you. A lot of African Americans or sisters and brothers in the diaspora come to Ghana, and they've given them a lot of Ghanaian names, and some even told them they are from royal family and make them royals and all this. And so kind of so many things, maybe to bring peace and reconnection back to their roots. But personally, I don't think it is very important. It is okay if you want, but people in the Yoruba tradition of Ifa, almost everybody who gets initiated into Ifa has a Yoruba name. And of course, it is good so that they can feel their connection to the roots of their ancestors, which is okay. But then it is not everybody who is in the diaspora who came from a Yoruba origin. People also came from Ewe, people are from Bantu, people are from Zulu, people are from all kind of Fulani and all this. So why getting a Yoruba name will make you feel that you are back to your roots? I mean, if you think about it. That's why I personally do not try to encourage people to take names. Apart from the day that you are born, I can ask you what is the day you are born, and this is a name for a girl, and this is a name for a boy. You can choose to call yourself that, and it is the right. That's all it is.
Thank you so much, Papa, for your explanation. As far as to Khadija, personally, I was given that name by birth. Number one. Number two, you can call me whatever you like. I just need it to work. So if you call me anything or give me any type of name, and if after I collect the name, the spirits in which that I came for, if they don't work, then what's the use? So what's the purpose? So for me, just anything, it doesn't matter what you call me. I just need to make sure that what I get when I walk away is going to work for me.
That's it, Kadi. Thank you very much. That's all that is. You know, a lot of time people just want to make impression on others by giving names and all this thing to show that you become a spiritual person. But if after giving you all this and it does not work for you, what's the use? When you are taught and it works for you, then that's it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It is useless. Changing the name or not changing the name is not what really matters. What they teach you, if it is working, you will know that it's working. If it's not working too, you know it's not working. So if it works for you, follow it. If it doesn't work for you, just leave it and find something else. I am not a religious person, not even in African traditional spirituality. I don't play on the religious aspect of our tradition. I am interested in the spiritual aspect. I'm not interested in the part that people are just celebrating and dancing and singing and all this thing. If we are doing rituals and we have to sing and it calls for singing, yes, we will do. But just people like devotion, worshiping. I don't believe in worshiping. I believe in doing practicality where I can get benefits. So that people like worshiping. People like worshiping just like the Christians go to church and dance and sing and dance and come back home. And so today I had a strong spiritual awareness, which is, now you can go to disco also, dance and feel that kind of energy and high. So it is not spiritual in any way at all. Spirituality is very practical, and when you practice what you are taught and you are taught properly, when you practice it, you know that you are connected. It is not the dancing and the singing that makes you get connected. It adds to the beauty of the whole thing, but it is not it. So when you notice, we don't sing too much at our shrine. It's only songs that we sing, like if we're going to sing for the essay, we sing for the essay. If we're going to sing for some spirit, we sing, but we don't make singing as our main way. Of course, music also plays part in spirituality and religion, but my shrine is a little bit different. The way I practice my African traditional spirituality is a little bit different from the general public or the general way other people practice. Any more questions from okay, yes, Big Brother call. Is that? Or who is speaking?
It's Shamba.
Shamba, yes. Yes, Shamba, yes.
Papa, I wanted to know, what is the meaning of the song, Yeah, I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you. A torch now, I miss you. A notch now, I miss you. Avec quoi bien? That means like
that song,
the song is saying that, oh, didn't you hear it? Your father is telling you that you should listen. Your mother is telling you that you should listen, and you are not listening. When it happens, you will see it. That's what it means.
Papa, can you please send me a voice recording of that, maybe slow, so I can remember?
Okay, I will let Seriam and Kofi and record it and send it to you. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Samba. Thank you very much. And we have a formatting cobbler here again saying, Hunoga, I'm sorry to ask that question. I wasn't thinking of the implication of that question. My curiosity got the better of me. No, it's okay. Formatting, it's okay. It's just that I am not interested in this because in this our spirituality, everybody has their own thing that they are doing. Some are good, some are not good. But then it is not my place to go and be judging who is not what. What I am teaching is what I am teaching, and what I am doing is what I am doing. I am not here to praise or condemn anybody. If I see somebody's teaching is good, I can introduce people to it, and so this person is teaching like the way I understood this spirituality. But then I would not go on trying to criticize and then tell people that, oh, this is the kind of voodoo this person is using, that's the kind of that person is using that voodoo. No, it's not my place. What I believe and know that what I teach, I am teaching the real thing. And but then I am also not a person who is out there begging people to come and learn from me. I believe strongly that the people that will come towards me to learn are people who are on my path of destiny, or they are on my destiny path, or are my destiny and their destiny have come across a way, and we are supposed to meet in this life. And that's how they meet me. Without that, there's no way they will meet me, and there's no way I will meet them. Unless, of course, our destinies paths have crossed. So I am teaching what I am teaching, and people who come across and learn from me, their destiny and my destiny have come across in a way. That's why. So I don't really talk about other people's things, and I don't want to talk about what other people do, because we are all we are many, and everybody is teaching according to their own understanding of the spirituality and the teacher that taught them. My teacher taught me the way to look at spirituality and how to look at other people, but he did not teach me to criticize people and try to find out what they are doing. If I'm interested in what they are doing, I should go and approach them and ask them to teach me. That's how my teacher taught me. So that's why I teach the way my teaching is different from other people's teaching, and I don't have any problem with that. And I also don't have problem whether my students go to learn from other places, because they will see the difference. If it is good there, they will learn from there too. If after going there and they learn that they cannot see exactly what they want, if they think that I am the one who still have it, they will still come back and learn. So that's the way I do my work. I'm not here to compete with anybody or I don't know. If people are competing with me, that is their problem. But I am not here to compete with anybody. I am still a student. I'm also learning from everybody.
Christopher?
Yes.
This is Bliss again. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, Bliss.
I wanted to know if it is possible, just possible, that some of these Orishas have been living amongst us in human form and have been reincarnated in certain individuals. It's just that certain individuals have to activate that Orisha. Is it possible that there are certain Orishas that choose certain parents to live out a human experience, and it's up to that individual to remember who they are and what's exactly in them? I really want to know if that's possible.
You know, a lot of times, as I've heard in, what do you call it, in Yoruba Ifa tradition, I think I have heard that some of the Orishas have come to the human life and live as human beings and had experiences in human form. But I don't know whether that is in Ewe Afa or it is in reality, whether it is in Vodu, that Vodu will incarnate as a human being. But I remember that my teacher, my father, told me that one of my children incarnated as the spirit of the mirror. So when he was very small, that was when he discovered that through a reading that the child has reincarnated as the mirror. But that doesn't mean the mirror spirit has come back into a human life and is going to. But maybe the mirror is going to have a lot of the spirit in the mirror, the abochi, the spirit in the mirror is going to have a lot of influence on that child or on that person. But for a person to come completely as a Orisha reincarnating and coming to live a human life and then have a human experience before going back to the Orisha world, I think that is more of a religious belief, just like how Jesus Christ has come from being God and to become a human being and then all this things. So I am more into spiritual aspect of everything, not into the religious. But maybe it is possible. Maybe that is possible, but I have not really encountered anything like that. I can, and what I know is that people from their past life can be born into this life to continue and become very, very spiritual even at a very early age because of their past life. But being an Orisha, being reincarnated, that I still need to do some research on it and then I can tell about it. Now, as I am here, I don't know. I cannot tell what I don't know. Thank you very much, Bless. Hope this one will.
Thank you, Baba.
Yeah,
thank you, Baba Christopher. Thank you.
Thank you too. Are we done with everywhere? I think we are now almost 5 o'clock.
Yes, now 5
o'clock. So we started from 1:30 with the videos, and then before 2 o'clock we started listening. So now we've gone in almost 2 to 3 hours now. So any questions on the Clubhouse so that I can just answer them and then I'll close the section. Senna?
Hello, Baba.
Yeah, if any question on your side, let me know and then I can just answer and then close the section, please.
Okay, if there are any questions, Baba, Ms. Patti, Kachi, anything that you would like to discuss, ask Papa, please feel free. I will be leaving the room open so that people can reflect and also just chat with each other here as well after.
give up, I think we can go.
Okay, thank you. I think we are done with this one. And thank you all on Facebook, all of you on YouTube, especially Ian Campbell, the doctor, and all of you. Also, Mario, you were able to make it today to join us from India. I'm very grateful to you all. And all of you on Clubhouse, in Clubhouse, or is it, did they say on Clubhouse or in Clubhouse? What do you say?
On Clubhouse.
Okay, I don't know. So all of you on Clubhouse, and I'm saying hello to you and thank you. And then we have a last question coming from Gugu Zaba in South Africa, saying that hello, Bokor Christopher, I'm from South Africa. Thank you very much, Gugu Zaba. Thank you very much for joining us. And we are just about to close, but then the conversation continues online. Anybody who wants to ask any question, you can go online and continue asking questions. And when I have the time, I'll go online and then answer your questions. So thank you everybody that has been part of today's section. I'm very grateful to you with all your wonderful questions. It is good. We are all learning from one another. One person doesn't know it all. Knowledge, we say, Enunya Adidoi Asimetunia. Knowledge is like a baobab tree, and no one single person can have or embrace it and be able to hold it in their embrace. So that's what it is. Well, let us keep learning from one another, and let us give opportunity to everybody to ask questions, no matter how stupid the question may look like to you. Maybe that's a very important question we can all learn from. So I'm closing today's section, and then I wish you all on Clubhouse, Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram, all of you, I'm saying thank you. And I'm just going to pray now, and I'll be speaking Ewe, but my prayer will be wishing you all good health, success in the coming weeks, and then all that is good in life, the blessings of the ancestors to you. Thank you all very much. Oh, I go manga, so bullies and dog, manga, kitikata, dog, manga, I said, you told me, you told me, I said, you know, baby, I'm not going to be a dog, we be a woman of you, we are selling for Polipo, your Ago. Emayo, Fanabo, Fanbo, and the purpose of the so let me that back. We are calling the Meji, Kumaji, Wolimenti, so many Molimenti, Abramidi, Akramidi, Budamidi, Samadi, Kamaj, Trukumedi, Tulamidi, Letamidi, Chili, but Chitulamayo, Club of Vehicle, Watabade, or Amatoba, and then Wendy. Good, Ahanani, Kamayo, I can't do a Yoga Patamago, Mayo, Abu Sakakama, I don't go to Polido, call Bumaku, no, I remember Tomino, let your friend Tamani, Sinkra, or Kofito Jabaku, or Chotua Kofito, and Kofi Atrakable, Mayor, Dagwe, Jimmy Yomino, Ubuga, Kamayo Tomo, but Babu to Vodu to Rahu, as a Pasaki, Kuno, Hotokushino, Keriku, Abu, Dani Mayor, like them at present, Cochino, Poitier, no Poitin, Poitron, Poitivi. Tahita made a very pesadilla, a good over the pesadilla, et idea, being a word of pepper, a young activity, a mayor of Tujabaku, to a future help of Kofiatra, Tablet, a young and menu of Facebook. I may be able to clinic bomb the Facebook with Biana, me, I may be in your petition, because I may have a Cosab and you and I'm separate, but you never know. Yamino Bolo, who's a plate, and Yamio Bedura today, Nicola, Mrs. I may petition a dollar, but you want to I may the strong tapon, no what time, I may the all the video, the phone of Vironji. I may GV, and with you all the food and all the cook. The Vision Kumano, talking about Mamma Kumaro. La fana bubon komalo le yeve pleu do petit komalo le mayoni keke me da pe e bebe do maure no kole mi na maure no kole mi a be toche go to mi a viu kuminyo la tata ni manya o me mi ke be de chele mi anda sine eno pla klevo bi ke mo kwa to ba de o buasia klevo ba de nya de lo no to ba de nya de o be de. Now I am done, and I wish you all good luck and success, health, strength, and prosperity in the new week. May you all be blessed. Thank you very much. Say that. No more.